All right, guys. Cleveland Moto Podcast number 394. You guys can light them, but we've been drinking, and I said literally.
We started early.
You can accuse me of pre-gaming.
The ice is so melted it doesn't even tinkle anymore.
And that's a bad thing when it doesn't tinkle. Yeah.
Here's your beer.
The ASMR fans are loving that. Crinkly, crinkly, crinkly.
Is that in Arizona?
The bigger the can, the smaller the man.
That is a giant can of Honey Brown. Damn, man.
What's that Australian beer that's like a fucking
Foster's?
oil drum?
Foster's.
Australian for beer.
It's almost as big as I wish my dick was.
Yeah.
So when I took a Foster's can and on the Aprilia Mana, they had that charcoal canister.
Yep.
And I cut the can and I put it around the charcoal canister.
That's a good idea. That's a fucking solid idea.
Hell yeah.
When we now have this point where for the past 5 or 6 days in Cleveland, we've been getting weird hail. Like weird hail, weird sleet.
Grapple.
Is that what it is?
Let's back
Grapple,
up.
yeah.
So like a week ago it was 90.
Yes, it was.
And now it's
Fucking A.
34.
Yeah.
In a day. It went from like the weekend was Sunday was beautiful, Saturday was beautiful, Sunday was cool.
Yep.
Monday was shit.
Yeah, and you know what else is weird is that tomorrow it's going to be warm again as well.
Right.
So this October in Cleveland is fucking wild.
Yep.
Because everyone's like, oh yeah, we're going to go out and look at the leaves. Some years you can go out the 21st and all the leaves are still green.
Right.
And then this year summer was like, hey, I'm done.
Yeah.
Good luck, winter. Have a good one.
Yeah, and one day all the leaves fall off the trees.
Yep, I left the lights on for you. Good luck, pal. And it's totally true. And that really is. It is not even screwing around how fast it changed around.
Well,
here.
we dropped on Sunday. I came back from that ride, and I think it was what was it, like 60 degrees, 55 degrees or something on Sunday. It was nice. It was jacket weather, whatever.
Yeah.
Got home about 4:30. Fucked around for a while. By 8 o'clock, it was 41. And
Yeah.
then by like 9 o'clock, it was 38 out by my house.
And I mean,
It was
I know
fucking
nobody
crazy.
likes getting to the weather report from Cleveland, but as motorcycle riders,
Yeah, you have to.
this will have certain bearing on the next part of our podcast.
Yeah.
Because something happened this year that doesn't normally happen in October. A little inside info for anybody who didn't work in a motorcycle shop in the month of October in Ohio. Normally what happens in the month of October in Ohio is like the sales department turns into cricket, 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 cricket. There is nothing being sold at all. Forget about anything. We used to tell our distributors that we would not accept a delivery after September 1st because we had enough inventory to not accept deliveries, right? Well, this year in particular, we have people that ordered bikes in July and June that aren't here yet. So all the deliveries that are coming in are bikes that are sold, right? Which is great. But those are people that are getting their bikes right now. Hold on to that thought. Mm-hmm. People that are getting their bikes right now. And it's crazy how many bikes are showing up every day. The 18-wheeler shows up, and every day I got another 3 or 4 bikes. The people at the scrapyard that thought I was done bringing in cardboard are so wrong, right? My local Jawas who are very used to me putting out steel crates and wood crates are like, you're still giving us, right? And I don't even try to go get the recycling money on the steel crates anymore. I just leave them out by the curb and they just disappear instantly.
You'd have to so I took my old truck bed.
Yeah.
Old exhaust.
How'd that work out for you?
Old rotors, everything. First of all, the guy was basically out of a comedy movie.
Okay. Yeah.
He's chewing a cigar he's been chewing for 15 years. And I'd never been there before. And
Or a Sugar Ridge?
Butter right there off of 30, like right before you get on 20 over there off of Indian Hollow, you hang a left. It's like the butter something, whatever. And the guy, he's like, you know what to do, right? I'm like, no, I don't.
No, I don't.
And he's such a dick to me. But anyways, all that, truck bed, everything, all that shit, $24.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Is it?
I think
didn't
it's
know.
13 cents a pound.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm almost positive it's around 13 cents a pound. But normally when I go in with the TNT crates, when I go in with the TNT crates and the SSR crates, I wait until I get a pretty decent pickup truck bed full. And it takes me maybe 5 minutes to unload it. And I usually get $70 or $80 out of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going in light.
You can look up what the price of metal per 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the best part, he goes, yeah, just put it over there. I'm like, is somebody going to help me unload it? He was like, no.
No.
So I had to push
Did they
that
weigh you
fucking-
going in and going out?
Yeah. So you have
They
to
did,
you
yeah.
stop. Yeah, I had to pull, and you can't. So you have to pull onto this skinny ass fucking bridge,
Yeah.
right?
That's
But-
called
the scale.
the scale.
But you couldn't drive off the end. They broke the other end. So
What?
you had to
So you had to
back
back
out.
off?
Yeah, I had to back out of this skinny thing.
Oh, man.
Then he goes, go put that shit over there. So I'm in there like pushing myself. He's sitting there chewing on his fucking cigar, watching me with another guy, and they're laughing and poking each other as my ass is trying to move a fucking truck bed off of a trailer.
Oh, that's terrible.
So I was trying to be cool and put it in a nice place. At the end of it, I was like, fuck it. And I was just kicking it to get it off the trailer.
yeah.
And just left it there.
No shit.
And then I go back and I put the car up on the scale again, and I'm sitting there and nobody's coming out or anything. So I'm like, fuck. So I get out the car to go find the guy. He's like, hey, you got to be in it, asshole. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, because he's pulling you as being a cheater.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to fucking find you so I can leave you,
Right.
dick.
Yeah. Yeah, the place I go, the guy stays in the box, you
Did
stay
you
in the
say
car.
just that? Because that's the language of the fucking.
Yeah, no,
scrapyard.
Yes,
this guy,
it is, yeah.
yeah.
Just let him have it.
Like he had dirt on him that's been there for like 15 years. Like,
Tell him you're going to take a leak in his shit while you're there. Before you weigh it on the way out.
So
You should have just done that.
Yeah.
I mean, you were
So I've been taking my scrap to the same place down the street here for quite a while, right? I mean, quite a long time. And to give you an idea, if you're smart enough to tell them, tomorrow I'm bringing in batteries, then they'll give you a little hand truck. You load at the hand truck, and batteries pay out pretty good, right? So you can get a couple $3 for a motorcycle battery, right? Yeah. And that, in my world, that's a lot of money when you have
$1 million.
Yeah, a couple hundred of them, right? And so that's cool. But otherwise, for like if you know you've just got steel, right? Is that showing up? All right.
Yeah, but catalytic converters are 150. No wonder people steal those.
And that's
fucking
what I
things.
want to tell you guys. Okay, so there's this iScrap app. Now this is general guidance, okay, for different stuff, and it's basically how much they're gonna have to fuck with it, how much work they're gonna have to do once you bring it in. Some stuff's a lot cleaner than other stuff. So if you bring in an aluminum bumper, that's not any work for them. They just take it, and that's why they're giving you 30 cents a pound, right? You could bring in a whole goddamn aluminum boat and it's 15 cents a pound. I love the way they've got these things broken down, right? But you're right, catalytic converters. When you look at a lot of catalytic converters, and it specifically says catalytic converters, $158 a piece, okay? So a catalytic converter, that's a lot of fucking money, right? And yet if you bring in a car with tires on it, you're going to get $158 a ton, right? So scrap is a very, very interesting world. Now, one time I was taking the pickup truck in, and I had my load of steel in, and the guy in front of me had a van, a scrapper van. So he had this scrapper van. The van was probably worth at least $300. But he'd taken it in, and he'd weighed him. They weigh you going in. Yep. So he goes back to the pile, and there's a steel pile, and you just throw all the shit in the steel pile, and every so often a loader goes and pushes all the steel back and makes a deeper pile of it. So he pulls right in front of me, and he backs up, and he's looking around real carefully. Now, there's only one guy in the yard riding that loader. So he's busy. So this guy goes into his van, and all of a sudden, I see Niagara Falls worth of water rushing out of the back of the van. This guy is bringing in 5-gallon pails of water.
Oh, shit.
Underneath the sheet metal. So he's bringing in sheet metal, and he's putting the sheet metal in the pile. But he's also in there kicking over these 5-gallon pails of water, which
Got the weight, yeah.
right? 50 pounds a pail.
8.34 pounds per gallon.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So if you figure pints a pound the world around, and we've got all this water coming out, each one of those pails is the soft side of 10 pounds.
Right.
He's just managed to put an extra 400 or 500 pounds worth of steel on the pile.
That's unfair.
Yes, it is unfair.
Yeah, you
And-
should have used sinkers, like fishing sinkers.
Yeah, but those have weight. Those have value.
Right.
Yeah. He's going to win a walleye tournament and then spend 20 years in jail for it. But here's the goofy part. He pours all this shit out. Now, if that were my plot and I were doing that, I would only do it on a rainy day.
Right.
He did it on a bright, fucking hot, sunny day. So I'm throwing my steel out. And, just for me, it's exercise. I'm throwing the steel as far as I can throw it. It's fun. Just listen to that loud noises. And so as I'm doing this, the guy driving the front loader, which is a big, giant fuck-off front loader, he pulls up, he gets out, and I've never seen this guy get out in 20 years. I've never seen him get out of the front loader. Guy gets out of the front loader, walks over to this guy's van, looks at the ground behind the van, looks in the back of the van, and goes, "You ain't getting paid." And the guy's like, "What do you mean? I just unloaded all that steel." And he goes, "Yeah, and there's like 10 5-gallon buckets in the back of there and all this water around here. So when you drive through, you're going to be 500 pounds light. Yeah. You know, you didn't just give me $500 worth of steel. You gave me $0 worth of water.
Right.
So you don't get paid." And he goes, but I put all that steel out there. Those buckets just fell over. They were just, they just fell over when I pulled in here. And the guy's like, "No, you don't get paid."
Yeah.
And so he looks
Nice.
over at me, and I'm just staying out of this. I'm staying neutral.
Snitches get stitches.
Snitches
man.
get stitches. And he looks at me and he goes, "You saw him do that." And I was like, "I just heard the water. I didn't know what the fuck was going on." Yeah. And he goes, "These motherfucking meth heads come in here all the time with that trick. They think we don't know that."
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense. The meth heads can go get 5-gallon pickle buckets anywhere, fill them full of water out of some faucet out the front of the building like mine or something, and then take it down and magically get an extra $80 worth of scrap metal." Motherfucking people trying to ruin everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, that
Freaking meth
scrapping
heads.
thing. Oh, that scrapping thing is out of control. So this week, I showed the guys in the podcast, I showed them this week and this week alone, I have taken in 6 crashed bikes.
Yep.
My friends, I'm going to let you know. The pavement is still hard.
Yeah.
Cars still hurt. And yes, everyone is still trying to kill you.
And they haven't dropped any salt.
They haven't.
There's no fucking excuse on that.
Don't blame it on anything other than, I mean,
Sheer stupidity.
it's just people are driving over their head, man. We have one vehicle in the back there that I could legitimately say is probably, I'm not saying John or Steve or anybody else. I think a skilled 360-degree head on a pivot rider would have avoided that accident because a car turned on top of him kind of thing, but you would have seen the car coming kind of, right?
I'd have been out. Not waiting for a car to turn.
Just game on, right? Yeah. So, but the other people have had,
You've
these are
been
all-
under the car.
Well, and the sad thing is, like, for a lot of these folks that are driving brand new bikes, now, out of the bikes I showed you guys, out of 6 bikes, 5 of them are 2022s.
You know what we noticed, though?
Yeah.
5 of them are also big CC scooters.
Oh, yeah, they are. Powerful.
Yeah, so
Big.
I think people are like, "I bought a scooter."
Yeah,
And
could be. Could very well be. And don't realize when you crack the throttle on that thing.
a 400cc scooter is a motorcycle.
Yeah, and it doesn't weigh as much as a motorcycle.
Oh,
true.
So it is a lot of
Right,
crashes.
It's probably equivalent to an 800cc motorcycle. Because what's a 300 GTS weigh? 300 pounds?
325.
Yeah, that's nothing.
And it's 30 plus horsepower.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's I've never had a week like this in my life where every time I pick up the phone, it feels like I pick up the phone and somebody going, "Hey man, I got bad news." "Oh no. Where on the doll did the guy touch you?" "No, man, no. You know that bike I picked up 30 days ago?" "Yeah." "Oh man, it was the weirdest thing." "Oh shit. Fuck you."
The best story is, of all the bikes back there, you know the bike I picked up 1 hour ago?
That guy literally paid a $900 bill. $900 bill, 2 new tires, new variator, new ramp on the variator, new variator guides, new rollers, new belt, the whole shooting match, man, the whole Megillah.
The one didn't even make it 1 mile. You loaded it. He dropped it, taking it up.
That's the heartbreak of heartbreaks. You look, anybody who loads motorcycles into the back of pickup trucks, especially high pickup trucks, you know I have my shit together. I'm using not 1 but 2 ramps. I'm strapping both those ramps to the back of the truck. I'm standing on 1 ramp and I'm using the motor of the bike to pull the bike up the ramp because pickup trucks are too fucking tall these days. So I loaded this bike up in the back of the guy's truck because he didn't want to pay for delivery and he didn't want to ride it home. So he brought his sketchy ass pickup truck out here, Dodge Ram with a 3-inch lift kit on top of already too tall of a Ram. And you know what?
And like huge tires and...
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, Steve. Every pickup truck. Right.
The guy I bought that $33 CB450 off of, I went and grabbed it, started pushing it out to the street. It was kind of dragging the back tire and stuff. He's like, man, you're a beast. I'm like, give me this thing.
That's right. Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. And I don't ever want to be like throwing shade on 100% of the people saying, yeah, you guys fucked up. But in this particular case, you guys fucked up because a brand new bike, 0 miles on it, if you're trying to take it out of the ramps I use back here are very, very nice. You know, Chris Crashmore at Cafe Racer Podcast, Two Wheels Motorcycle Podcast, he got these Black Widow ramps, 3 ramps wide. I bolted them all together. I put them together. This thing is a heavy son of a bitch. It takes 2 full-size adults to move it into deployment position and load it onto the back. But then when you do that, you have a 6-foot wide ramp that can hold 2,000 pounds, and you can ride that bike up in the back of a pickup truck. Yep. So if I'm using that, and you're using Grandpa Cletus's 2x8, that's still wood at both ends and saggy in the middle, to try to unload your brand new $10,000 550cc 126 mile per hour scooter.
And you could get away with that, but have 2 or 3 other people standing around.
Right.
Okay, we're going to do this. Really
That could be
easy.
true, right? Yeah.
Lots of hands
Keep your
on
hand
here.
on that brake.
God, man,
Okay,
it
we're
is
coming
so
down.
bad. And that bike took a dive off the side of that truck hard. And because then he can't make an insurance claim. Well, he probably should make an insurance claim, but he didn't. Instead, he's gluing the mirrors back on and trying to make it okay.
Dude, he when I looked at that thing, it looked like he used hot glue.
Yeah,
Put shit back
sure does.
together.
I think that's what they call epoxy. But here's the fucking sad
Epoxy
thing.
doesn't have any shear strength.
That's true too, but that's all after the crash, Steve.
well.
That's all after the crash. The real problem is once he glued the mirrors back on and he thought, oh, it's okay. I'm just going to take it for a ride now. And he turned the bike on. It's one of the push to start, so it doesn't actually have a key. He did the push to start on it, started up, he took it out for a ride, and he thought, it's some cosmetic damage, but I think I got away with it. And then 3 days later, as soon as he pressed the button to turn the bike on, it started cranking without touching any buttons. Oh, hold on. Your bike may have experienced some neurological damage when it fell off the truck. So now every time it rains, the bike smells tomatoes or something, right? This bike has had a brain injury. It had a traumatic brain injury. It's been playing football with no helmet on. And so first step, he brings it into the shop and says that, yeah, it's lighting up without my permission. So we go into it and we track everything down, and I'm like, oh, that starter solenoid is hanging up. Okay, well, all of us sitting at the room all know what a starter solenoid looks like and a little fuse hook to it, and they've pretty much been the same since Honda invented them in 1978 for the Goldwing. They haven't changed much, so we put a new one of those on, and you sure you want to leave the rest like this there, Mr. Glue Guy? Yep, yeah, it's fine just the way it is. Only 56 more payments, and she's all mine.
Yeah.
And off he fucks.
I mean, you've told people maybe you want to crash it again before you bring it in.
There is logic to that. A person who understands the way insurance works, right? So he disappears.
That crashed enough.
He disappears and he comes back a couple of weeks later, and he says, well, this time that son of a bitch did the same thing. But in the first time when it hung up and it was starting without his help, he took the nose off and he disconnected the battery. But now this time he's got a case of the ass. So I just said, fuck it. You what? What? I'm sorry, what?
I let it crank for 4 hours.
Until it killed the battery. And I went, why would you do that to your 10,000?
So it's like listening to John at lunchtime.
Why would you do that to your $10,000 brand new motorcycle?
Every time I've ever been to your shop, or not shop, but your water treatment plant at lunch, all John's doing is,
That's true. I take that back. That is true.
I'm not kidding.
There's like 4 minutes of silence, and all of a sudden,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that comes after Dairy Twist usually, though.
I
I had to make myself a milkshake today when I got home because I'm jonesing from
Oh
Dairy
no!
Twist.
Really? Oh, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. So when your motorcycle falls over and it gets really hurt really bad, and just because you can't see how it's hurting on the inside, maybe don't make it suffer. And again, he was just angry at it for some reason, like it did him wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, "Hi, I'm your new motorcycle." Yeah, you are. I want to serve you well for 10 years. And yeah, okay, that's great. Yeah, I spent, so far I've made one payment. Okay, well, I made my deposit. Fair enough. All right, what are you doing throwing me out of the back of a truck?
Get your ass out of the back of the truck.
That's what happened, man. That's exactly what happened.
Phil, I have a problem. What's your problem? My scooter has a bad attitude.
Yes. Yes. I was so bummed. And then it's
Get
like,
up off the ground.
well, so
I'm
now,
tired of looking at you down there.
so now he's maliciously burned up the starter.
Yeah, he did.
So the starter is gestockt.
Think about
it's
it. 4 hours or however long, 3 hours of solid starting.
one YTX 14 battery.
Right. So that, however
It's
long.
not 3 hours.
No,
probably
it's like
25 minutes tops.
Okay, but that's
Yeah.
equivalent to like 17 years of starting that bike.
Yes, it is.
That's what I'm saying.
And do you know what's not water cooled?
The
The
starter.
starter.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Do you know what's meant to be used for like now and that's it?
Yeah.
The starter.
Right.
Do you know why they put electric push button start on that shit? So Cletus doesn't hold the start button for 9 minutes. Right? It's meant to just go, and the bike starts and you're done.
Yep.
But it's not supposed to run until the battery's out of battery. Right? So anyway, so this thing's been sitting in the back and I'm like, oh my fucking God. And of course, guess how many manufacturers have extra parts laying around?
Oh, tons.
Yeah, zero. Yeah. Yep.
It makes me wonder if a starter rater would last longer than
Because it's meant to always turn.
Right.
Excellent. The 1980 Vespa Ape P501 that we have in the back would suggest otherwise because it came in with a funked up starter rater. Yeah, but I mean, it's an Italian vehicle. It could have been beaten hard for a long time, ridden hard, put away super wet.
Bad cheese.
Bad cheese for sure. So, but
Fromage.
so what I'm happy to report though is, despite all of these crashes, and the normal rule here at the shop is, if somebody's crashed a bike, the statement one is, I let my auntie borrow it, or I let my cousin borrow it,
I
whatever.
thought the number one rule is don't laugh at them until they leave.
No, the number one rule is don't watch as they pull away. That's the number one rule. When they're leaving,
Yeah,
don't
just
look at
turn
them.
around, yeah.
Turn into
Yeah.
a pillar of salt.
Yep.
That is a real thing.
We used to have to run and hide when people were picking up bikes.
We would. Yeah. Just do not make eye contact. Right. Yeah.
Wish
and-
we had cameras, though. That would have been great.
Oh my God. I just send a little side street here now, that kind of thing. We've had several people crash on the side street and but I
You
guess
need like a rubber playground, like mat, and just for people to test things. Like all those little rubber things they can ride around and just like whoosh.
Like a bumper car.
Yeah.
there's a lot to be said for acknowledging one's own skill level.
Clint Eastwood said it in Magnum Force. A man's got to know his limitations.
Everyone's got to know his limitations. That's
You
man.
need a scooter on rollers just so they can kind of ride a little bit.
With a cage around him. Yep.
and
You know what? And you know what else it could have? It could have a big
it's big
cage around
se-
them, and then it could have 2 extra wheels, right?
Say, just put them in a
trainer.
car.
Oh, that's a car. Yeah, that's a car. Okay, check. Got it. That's a car. We've just described a car perfectly. Yeah. And I think we've now figured out the problem, right? Yeah, that's the problem.
Prove to me you can ride a bicycle.
That's my rap
That's
too.
what I was
Is
telling him. Yeah.
we tell everybody at the shop. I'm like, so when was the last time you rode a bicycle?
when I was 4.
Right. I'm like, but then go borrow your neighbor's bicycle. They'll loan it to you. Trust me. Go borrow your neighbor's bicycle and ride it around for an hour or so. And then this way, when you get a 2-wheeled motorized vehicle, it won't be so fucking foreign to you. But the vast majority of these crashes that we have in the back right now on bikes that are less than 1 year old, in some cases the bikes are literally 1 mile old, are all owner fault. They're
Sounds like
all the fault of the owners.
Only 2 were at more than 20 miles an hour.
Yeah. Two of them. One was too big of a windshield on a windy freeway day, and they got a tank slapper. They got a death wobble, and they didn't. Nobody. I'm not going to blame anybody for that. And that really isn't his fault. That's just fucking unlucky.
Bad choice of windshield.
I would never put a windshield that big on anything with 12-inch wheels.
Yeah.
And there's a reason I won't sell them to people
Or
anymore.
mount it to the handlebars.
Handlebar mounted 34-inch tall windshield on something with a 12-inch wheel. It's just fuck it, dude, man.
Or the weight, too. It's too light. like a 1,200-pound Harley, like
Yeah,
touring bike,
yeah.
you can put a fucking wall on it.
Yeah,
It's
you
not-
put a 32-inch tall windshield on the front, like the full width too, the width of the handlebars. You put that on the front of a scooter where aerodynamics is already, the bike is already shaped like an
where's all the
anti-wing.
weight? Where's all the
And then the butt crack. And and this guy's 140 pounds soaking wet. So yeah, it is a number of factors came together. And he's a very experienced rider, been riding for a long time. But yeah, that was his gift. So, but he also is turning 80 next month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So yeah.
Glad he's okay.
I'm very glad he's okay. And I was very impressed that he walked in here and I was like, why aren't you at the hospital? He's like, no, I was fine. It was a rainy day. It was real muddy. I went off in the mud and he's like, I just turned into a mud ball and the bike just went in the ditch.
That's better than the aggressive rider that you told us about.
Well, yeah, and that's the other thing too is know your skill limits. If you this is a great opportunity. Our friend's name is John Del Vecchio. The book is called Cornering Confidence. Here's a little tip from your Uncle Phil.
Just a tip.
If you haven't read this book yet, right? Read it.
And if you can't read, get
If you
the audio
can't
book.
read, yes, exactly. Cornering Confidence is an extremely well-written, easy to read, super fun, comes to your door in 2 days for $30 book.
I practice that stuff in that book every time I ride.
It is so intuitive. When you read it, you will go, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Right. And it makes a lot of sense. The fella who laid his bike down most recently, a bike that was less than 6 months old, and now has low-sided the shit out of the right side of his bike, that's a fella who could have stood to read Cornering Confidence by John Del Vecchio. Because I know exactly what happened. He got into a turn. He probably felt a little loss of traction. He probably, when his asshole slammed shut, he probably
As
looked...
it does.
When he probably did what? He probably looked at the thing he was worried about hitting. And the second you look at the thing you're worried about hitting,
You hit it.
you're going to hit it. It's called target fixation. Now, he could have had the
That's
back...
why I always run into my wife's boobs.
Hey! Sorry, babe.
So, Steve,
Target fixation. I have to use that excuse.
that must have been what you were looking at when we went shooting.
What?
Correct.
Right. The sport is called trail breaking. It's the sport of trail breaking. It has nothing to do with the trails. I want you to read that because of the 6 bikes in the back, aside from the one that fell out of the truck and aside from the one that was due to a tank slapper and the wind related, I can tell you that every single other one of those is from the faulty application of brakes or excessive speed.
Or both.
Yeah, or both. Exactly.
And following distance.
ACD is, one of those for sure is assured clear distance. He was way too close to the car in front of him. Yeah, way too close. And I think that was one of those situations where they were probably riding along going, look at the trees, look at the trees. And then right into the car in front of him. So, yeah. But
Yeah, there were 2 rear enders.
one was a rear ender, one was a turning left in front of. The one that was a turning left in front of, in my opinion, I mean, he could have outbraked it. So when I looked at the tire crash data, this guy didn't crush his brakes. And I would like to think that I was exploding my brakes all the way to the point of impact. Like, I have had a car turn left in front of me, and I did hit that car. But the other thing I feel really, really good about is my forks were at maximum compression. My brakes were at maximum stoppages. It was a bike well before ABS, a 1981 Honda CB750 Custom. And I left 12 feet of front wheel skid mark prior to the point of impact. I could not have been braking any harder.
Your reaction time was really good.
Yeah, my 12 feet of front brake skid mark right into the side of the car, perfectly straight. The hilarious thing was the forks were bent, but they were bent perfectly evenly. I mean, like, you could have drawn a perfect line between my back tire point and my front tire point. The bike, after the crash, the bike still rolled perfectly forward. You just couldn't turn it, you know?
Just turn them around. You could turn, put them back together.
Right, but you'd have a chopper.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could put them on. You have banana forks like we did when we were kids.
Not really
Yeah.
a lot of the suspension.
No,
travel.
not at all. It was totally nerfed out, as they say. Yeah. So super bad. But that's that. That's that. So we had a challenge today. Oh, did anyone see the video that Sleepy posted? The skeet shooting video?
Yeah,
I haven't.
That was awesome.
Good.
Holy shit. Now, way to make John Meckelfresh famous.
I saw that part. Yeah,
It's
at the
going to
beginning.
start a whole TikTok challenge with one-handed skeet shooting. People are going to be shooting themselves in the dick left, right, and center because they're trying one-handed skeet shooting.
What you doing there, John?
Do the Michael Fresh.
Dude, and you know what? You made it look easy.
Yeah.
You made it look easy. And people don't realize how heavy shotgun is. So know Cletus McDickfucker out there is going to grab his shotgun, go out in the backyard, throw up an empty beer can, sling his 870 out. No, let's be honest. It'll be a Mossberg. And he'll sling his Mossberg out there, and he'll go to pull the trigger.
Savage.
The Savage. And he'll go to pull the trigger, and that son of a bitch is going to go off when it's pointing at his foot.
Yeah.
Blow a hole through the mobile home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made that look so easy. And
Later on, you did the hand on the head.
yeah, the hand on the head was just to rub it in.
I know.
Yeah.
You got to prove that
You did.
You can't be off.
You did a good job. You did a great job. Just winging them. And Oscar was definitely.
I still say Oscar was the star of the show by shooting a pigeon with a BB.
one
Oh shit! I forgot
BB
about
out
that
of a
one.
BB gun.
So we were both pointing at the same one, and I collected probably
yeah.
like half a second before
I
you
saw I saw
exploded
a
it.
piece come out of it before I killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a 10 pump BB gun.
Yeah.
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 It's
That
just
was- I
amazing.
forgot about that one.
I brought that as a joke. I mean,
No,
I
that
brought
was-
that to
The
put it
second
out.
shot is a bitch, though.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Hold on, just a fucking Christ. Check.
I saw that as a challenge. It was
Fucking
fun.
amazing,
It was-
dude.
it was good.
Fucking amazing. And Piper just smoking. So it
Yeah,
was
you
good.
got a good one for her. It was like, poof.
Oh, that thing disappeared.
And then you were talking or something, and there was one right behind your head. Went, poof.
Oh yeah, smoked it. Yeah, it was a really good video. I had a lot of fun with it, and so of course I know we talked about it last week's podcast, but I just thought now that the
gun
video's up,
podcast.
I call everybody's attention to go watch that Moto Stories with Unkie Phil video because it is so much fun.
We're gonna start doing more now that the weather sucks and you have more availability.
Yeah, I'm around. Yeah, that's it. Right. Yeah, it's exactly it. You're not trying to share me with 5,000 customers.
Before
Yeah.
it was like, okay, we'll come at 7, you'll stay an extra hour.
Yeah.
But this whole summer you were working till 8.
Yeah,
I wasn't
on
gonna
a good
Hey
night.
Phil, I know
Yeah.
you were there for 12 hours, but you want to hang out for 4 more?
This summer put a hurt on Porco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I haven't been able. Like usually, I'll work here and then I'll go to Porco for a nightcap.
Right.
And I have not been able to. I've just been fucking busted hump. By the time I get out of work, I'm just go home and sleep.
They lost a quarter of their income this
They
last
did
year.
lose. They lost a substantial amount of their income. So yeah, that hurt. So our mission tonight, our podcast mission tonight, was to find 2 motorcycles. One motorcycle is less than $2,000, and one motorcycle is less than $8,000.
All right, hold on, because then I forwarded this information to Liza, so she's gonna call in with their top 10 list.
Is she not? Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna take a couple hours.
That's a riot. So the reason I did this, the reason I wanted to come up with this, the reason the number 8,000 is important because all the magazines every day are focusing on $10,000, and there's been this magic $10,000 number that marketing departments think that if they can sell a bike and they can get that bike to squeak in at $99.99, then they got a winner on their hands.
I have a bike I want to buy for $9,000.
9.
We'll talk about that.
We will talk
If you'll
about
give me
that.
an extra
All right.
1,000,
Right.
like I think I would buy.
I'll
you
give
go.
you the extra 1,000.
Tiger's 9.5.
I'm going to tell you when we say, if we say bikes under 10,000, this will be
a lot of options.
this will be a Motorcycles and Misfits top 10 podcast that will turn into 17. Okay. Well, you should also mention the 96 different flavors of Royal Enfield. No, fuck no. 8,000 is the number.
Yep.
And there's a reason I chose that number because it's harder. Okay. And it's not a top 10 list. Everybody at this table has got one selection under 2,000, one selection under 8,000, and you got to be able to defend it. But the weird thing about the 8,000 one is I did ask you all-arounder. Okay? All-arounder. Now, there's a little bit of something I'm putting on there, and that is it wouldn't be bad if your $8,000 brand new motorcycle was capable at like more than just maybe one thing, right? Like, so, because
I want to go first. I'm pretty sure all
Dan,
you
fire it
guys
away.
copied me.
Oh,
So I definitely
shit.
want to go first.
all right, Dan, bring it, Dan, smoke them. Bring it on. What you going to do? You're going to do your 2,000 or your 8,000?
I can do both.
Okay, let's start with your 2,000. What is your 2,000?
My 2000 is
Okay.
not one bike, it's two bikes.
Jiminy Christmas.
And if we go by how many pounds you got per dollar, I think I would win. So
well.
two 1984 Honda Goldwings for $1,400.
On Facebook Marketplace?
Yes.
Really?
Not around here, but by my hometown.
Oh my God.
Milwaukee.
Winona,
Honda Goldwing. And are they, what year is it? 78s?
84.
1984.
So you beat me out.
Okay.
'Cause I must have copied you.
Well, I mean, come on, right? And so this
I've been
one,
looking at that one there for $800.
we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into
with
that.
the sidecar.
Right? We're
It
going to get
said
into
they
that.
both run.
And so you said it was in Milwaukee?
Winona.
Winona. Yeah, that is not
Minnesota.
Milwaukee. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Winona, Minnesota. All right. We're going to apply the settings to that. And hopefully, if the internet works the way it should, this should come right up. So where did you see it there, Dan?
Did you put in 1984?
Is it? I did put in 1984. Honda Goldwing 1984. Dan, tell us if it comes up. This is the less interesting part of the podcast.
Yes, maybe sort them by price.
Okay, I can do that.
And
Yep.
it's 1,400.
Okay, price will be 1,300 to 1,500. All right. Oh shit, blew right past it. All right. Now, I mean, we all know that you're getting into dangerous waters.
There it is, top left.
Top left. Okay, so what we have here is the attractive champagne color. And I love the way he's got his finger in the picture.
finger.
The finger in the picture, that just tells you that you're dealing with a certain caliber of seller, right? That and same with the washing.
That's for his
You didn't
KLR.
say it had to be a good seller.
I argue this is a fantastic technique you've stumbled into, because
Easy now.
this motorcycle's never been dirty, right? Okay, so we have the donor bike. Holy shit, that is a fully skeletonized. And you know what? Somebody put a little Cafe Racer fairing on that bad mamma jamma at some point. Okay, all right. Yep. So he has two whole pictures. It says it has been driven 70,000 miles. Both run.
I have to
One
be honest,
needs.
This kind of makes me want to spit up in my mouth.
It does. It does. I do like the. I
Come
like,
on.
I'm sorry,
Buy 'em by
Dan.
the pound, man.
Wait,
Yeah,
look
it's
at,
true.
wait, look
I
at,
do
look
like
at
'em.
that thing closely, though. At night, it's going to look like a fucking semi. Look at
It is. There's at least 400 lights on this
Yeah,
bike.
man.
Now, here's the kooky thing. I love the
Hoffert's
lack.
calling the guy right now.
I love the.
Look at him.
I love the lack of specificity, because it says both run.
Right.
One needs carb work, but still runs.
Yeah, how's that
1,400 for the
work?
pair. Now, let me tell you, if this real pretty looking one
needs carb.
is the one that doesn't need carb work,
Right.
you're in good shape. If this is the one that doesn't need carb work, you're proper fucked.
Yeah.
Because this one has a 79-mile long wiring harness just draped into where the fairing used to be.
That was to wear it. Now it's a lampshade.
It is
Or
now a lampshade. And it has got chopper handlebars on it, and it's got this little bullshit windshield on it. What you have here is you have one motorcycle and one case of tetanus.
Yeah.
You have one honest to God motorcycle, and then you have the motorcycle that he bought to get carburetors to put on this motorcycle. And what he learned was, even after he stole the carburetors off of this motorcycle, that this motorcycle still doesn't run right. And that's where he says,
Because they're
one-
84s, and 84s were fucked up.
fucked up.
Were they?
And one needs carb work, but still runs. So that's the thing, is
It's running like each carb synced at a different rate.
That's exactly right.
boy.
So I fear that your $1,400 in Winona, Minnesota is going to be worth $375 in scrap. And you're probably going to get at least one hernia. At least one. Because these things are a bitch to move.
Buy them a single carb manifold for both of them.
Yep. Yeah.
Throw a Stromberg or whatever, 30 434 on it.
34.
I don't
Yeah.
have to actually buy this, do I?
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Get
you
your
don't.
credit card out.
But my God, that's a terrible idea. Now,
I think $1,400. You bring it in here to Phil. Another $600, and you're ready to roll, right?
yeah.
Another six for one car, baby.
I heard Cleveland Moto specializes in old gold.
The bro deal. The bro deal.
Obviously, this is not the one I was worried about people copying.
Do you know
It's
what?
an $8,000 bike.
You know what's funny is for $1,400, you could learn the 1,400 different ways I can say no.
And how to fuck your head.
Exactly it. You know what? I might give you a graphic demonstration.
I bet you if you open that back little thing there, there's a hat in there. Just to be fucked.
I like how somebody went to the trouble of putting skull and crossbone appliques on this motorcycle
Oh, no.
before they fixed it. Right? I mean, you can tell where all the energy went in this motorcycle in its entire life.
It might not be a car problem. It might be a stator problem. Just running all those fucking. They're not
that
LEDs.
that could be it too.
They're incandescent.
Those are incandescents.
fucking lights.
If you light up all the lights on this bike at the same time, global warming happens faster. Yeah. It's a really, really bad motorcycle. Well done.
It has a 0 in the trunk just running the lights.
All right, Dan, and your $8,000 new motorcycle. What do you got?
Another Honda
Oh, another Honda. Okay, great. Bring it on.
CB500X.
Yes. Okay. This, I strongly agree with this choice. This is a fantastic motorcycle, and you've beat the budget by a solid $800. That's really good. It's a brand new bike. Yep. So that's cool. Okay, Dan, why did you pick this particular bike?
I don't know. It just looked to me like it was the most motorcycle you could get for under 8,000, and
I beg to differ.
It's a Honda.
Me too.
I beg to differ.
Yeah, but your $8,000 motorcycle costs $9,000.
Wait.
No. I have a bike that's under budget.
All right. Well, we'll
Okay.
wait.
All right.
But
So
if I could spend another $1,000, there's one I would.
now some of the things that do kind of get you, right? Some of the things that get you are when you get into a certain price point, you do get your choice of green, or green. So you do not get multiple.
I like green bikes, though. I do.
Right. Now, I did notice that this bike for $7,200 does have ABS. That's pretty fucking tall. I mean, that's pretty rad. That's cool. Yeah, that's.
Been proven to be unkillable. They're an unkillable bike.
I do totally agree. I completely agree. It is an unkillable machine. There's no way you're going to murder this bike by accident. It probably won't even let you run with no oil, right? Good fuel injected bike.
I mean, when you figure every generator out there has a low oil thing, like why doesn't? And it's the stupidest thing. It's just a little bobber that. Like,
that's all it is. Yep.
Any motor should be built with that.
I agree. I think that any gasoline powered, any oil dependent vehicle motor in the world should have a shutoff.
Low oil shutoff.
Right. There is no reason. And this happened this year. I had somebody bring a motorcycle in that was run with no oil. And I honestly did believe in my heart of hearts that a V-Strom was unkillable, that you just couldn't kill a V-Strom. And I found out you can kill a V-Strom. And when I opened the drain plug on the bottom of the V-Strom,
It went.
nothing came out. nothing at all came out. And I decided I'd go ahead and stick a pipe cleaner up in there and wiggle it around. And tar was the only thing inside of it. And you're like, yep, that's a problem.
Sparkly tar.
Sparkly tar.
Yeah. Yep.
And the weird thing was, it would crank over one half of a crank at a time, and then the cam would get to the point where it was like, yeah, that's where everything died. Yeah. It didn't die at the bottom end; it died at the top end. It died in the valve train. Yeah. So what happened was,
That's good.
The heads failed, and so that's where the death occurred. I gotta say, that's a solid fucking bike. I have just taken one of those in on trade. It's a 2016, but it's almost impossible to tell the difference between the 2021 and the 2022. If you do want some other color than green, Honda does still list the 2021 on their website, which I think is probably out of control. Like, there's no way they can have any of these left over. There's just no way. People are waiting for bikes.
And there's also
constantly.
a whole bunch of cool a sticker kit for that particular bike.
Yeah.
And then if you want to go nuts, you can do Rally Raid 1, 2, or 3, level 1, 2, or 3, and make it into a fully capable rally bike as well.
And that's that's the trick about this bike. That's not what the bike is today. It's what the bike can be. And we've got some friends that have done these Rally Raid kits to them.
Yeah, Pete did that.
Yep. These, the Rally Raid conversion to the CB500X is a damn cromulent motorcycle. And that's, to me, that is more appealing than leaving the bike in its stock trim. It's fine, but I think the Rally Raid conversion is far more attractive. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, all right. So Dan, I'd say absolute fail on your $2,000 bike, and totally excellent, redeeming yourself on your choice of the $8,000 bike with money left over, which is going to be good because Honda tends to abuse you on destination charges. Really bad, Yeah, they're not fun at all when it comes to those destination charges. Can get pretty vicious. All right, cool. Who wants to go next?
I can go next.
All right.
Oscar,
go ahead, Oscar.
Cycle Trader.
Cycle Trader. Oh, here we
I got
go.
a KLR 650 for $2,000. It's a 2009 Kawasaki Standard.
Does it have the doohickey done? Does it? Does it have the doohickey done?
What the hell's a doohickey? And I asked this before, but I don't remember. I was drunk that night.
All
Well,
right.
wait, every night.
And where is this
still.
thing located, Oscar?
In Ohio.
What?
Hudon.
What? How the fuck? Why is this not in somebody's garage already?
Guess I should have gone with this.
Okay. All right.
DR, yeah, that's a good bike. Oh, that's a good bike. Yeah.
We're gonna scroll down until we find this thing. Now it'll be probably at the very bottom because they like to put those sponsored. There it is. There it is. Holy shit! 12,566 miles, which is very average miles for a KLR.
Yep.
Oh, you can see where he had the milk crate attached.
He's
He's got the big. That is the giant rear rack.
Yep.
So that can carry all of your milk crates.
Nice rack.
Nice rack
That's a 125.
indeed.
What's a one?
I gotta say, Oscar, this is a solid bike. All right. Yeah, that's
$2,000.
nice.
I mean, not shabby.
Dude, it's at a dealership. That bike is at a dealership. They must have given $800 for that on trade. Holy shit. I love the way they have all the factory photos.
Yeah. They're not even close to what it's
That
supposed to
aren't
be.
the bike in
Yeah.
question. The
I also like
tires.
that their dealership looks like somebody's basement. Like if you
Yeah,
scroll
yes,
up,
you're right.
like, what kind of a dealership is that?
What the fuck? You're right, man. Yeah, you're
Go
right.
past the toilet that was never installed by the two dumpsters, and there's a little fucking mini bike in the KLR.
Damn, you're
But
not
I'm a
kidding.
dealer
Yeah.
because I
Yeah,
got the free plates.
yeah, that does look like somebody's work shed. Yeah, unbelievable. You're not kidding.
Unbelievable.
But now, Oscar,
Yours?
okay, I was going to ask you to defend this choice, but
No
I
need.
mean,
I don't think you need to.
KLR,
It's
man.
fucking KLR,
Yeah.
and it is under $2,000 by $1, right?
yeah, I'm under.
You're under. You're under it.
There was another one, but obviously it was just more of a gag that just for you guys for shit on me. There's a.
I'm shocked at how good the tires are on this bike.
It still has some shapes on it.
It really does.
Yeah.
705.
It really does. This okay?
What?
We figured out.
What?
Hold on, guys.
Oh shit! Details.
Details. You ready? Handyman special.
Hey.
So I like the way it says it gives the corporate bullshit knob jobbing stuff here. Exploring has never been less stressful or so comfortable when your path takes you through the urban chaos, mountain serenity, blah, whatever. Tell me why. Tell me why you called this bitch a handyman special. You don't call something a handyman special unless it needs something, right?
Right.
You don't buy
needs
a
a rider.
You don't buy a boat that says handyman special.
But it's better than just saying needs.
Yeah, but look, if you're going
But
to
it's
tell
about
me
the same thing, I guess.
We all need a handy.
Needs a handyman.
Word.
oh, that's the special. You buy the bike and you get a handy.
A handy man.
It's a handy. It's a handy man special.
No, you have to give a
At the
handy
end
to
of
get
the
that
day-
price.
At the end of the day,
A hand's a hand.
A hand's a hand. All right.
Once you
Okay.
get past the smell,
Hey.
Hey, you got
okay.
licked.
Okay. So I gotta say, I'm concerned about this because they just puked up all the data and everything else, but they did not say why they said handyman special. There's no reason in the world that you would put the words handyman special on something if it didn't have some kind of fuck up in it.
I got it. Didn't have the doohickey done. You have to do the doohickey.
You don't have to. Like doing a doohickey on the bike. I mean, okay. I mean,
kidding.
no, that's fair. But I mean, it doesn't, even in their website, even on their own, garbage that they print up for people to read, it doesn't say like what you might need to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? There's nothing on here that says, oh, by the way, there's a live cat living under the seat and we can't get him out. It doesn't say, it should, right? It should say something. It should say, for you to justify handyman special, right? There should be some definition of why did you just tell me handyman special?
Previous owner died on this and wasn't found.
Okay,
for 6
fair
months.
enough. Or maybe it's just
Something.
And oozed all over it.
oh, by the way, we always put handyman special on anything we sell with a carburetor. Okay, well, that makes sense.
yeah.
But you didn't say that anywhere on your site. What you did say is you just said this particular motorcycle is worthy of the phrase handyman special. And for that, I give you 1 ran when parked.
Well, it doesn't say it doesn't run.
That's what I'm saying.
True.
It's 1 ran when parked.
Yeah.
It's that same kind of vague booking. It's that what happens in vagueness stays in vagueness. I don't like any part of that.
Well, it's basically saying, did you really think you were getting a $2,000 motorcycle that you weren't going to
it's
have
a
to work
buy
on?
as is.
Do
You'll
you think
figure it
there's
out.
a chance that
Yeah.
this bike doesn't even exist and this is just bait? This is just, hey, I came in to see your 1999
Is that
KLR.
J&J? Like J&J's?
Yeah, they have.
As luck would
that's-
have it, it just sold right before you walked in here.
That's what
True,
it is.
yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't want that one. It needed to have a valve
What
gasket
about this
replaced.
other one?
Needed a handy.
A valve gasket.
It needed to have a valve gasket replaced. You don't want that
We have
one.
this
You know
TU
what? Sleepy told me it needed a doohickey, so we got rid of it.
Yep. But we have this awesome TU 250 that's perfect for you for the same
No,
price.
they don't. Nobody has a TU 250. No, you just named the bike. Nobody has.
Oh, GovDeals has a ton of them.
Really? Yeah, from all the training programs?
Yeah.
They don't. This beautiful TU 250 only been dropped 9,000 times.
It looks like they played kick the can with it.
The handlebars are 3 inches shorter than they were when they left the factory from all the times
my
it just
buddy-
kept falling over.
My buddy at work, he does the demolition derbies.
Yeah.
And when a car gets smashed enough, they call it locked in.
Locked in.
It's where
Yeah.
like the drive shaft can't move back
No.
any further.
No, it's
nothing
locked
can
in.
move. And he goes, that's when the thing's a weapon.
Yeah.
So that's what those bikes are.
Yeah.
They're locked in.
It's locked in, man. It's locked in. Well, there you go. So that's your $2,000 bike, the bike that probably doesn't exist or has got the piston hanging out of the bottom.
I had a plan. Yeah, I had a plan B for the $2,000, but
Okay, let's see what your plan- let's
none
see-
of you fuckers actually was going to pick this one.
What's your RU 486?
It's a 2006 Katana 600.
Also on the
1800
Cycle Trader?
No, it's Cycle Trader.
All right.
Not the same company, but it's an $1,800 for a Katana 600.
Oh, really?
2006.
Is it in
sold
Ohio?
as is? So it's probably it's in Westerville.
Sure it is.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's something. Okay, here we go. Let's find out a little bit more about
It
this
says
motorcycle.
with title sold as is, which is also not. It's kind of a red flag. Sold as is, but
Not really. I
But it
mean,
has a title.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Okay.
it's a black one. So
It's a black Katana.
Yep.
All right.
1800.
And you said what year was this thing?
2006.
Wait a second. That's even from this century.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not. We had one in here that was pretty nice. And you said this is a 750?
No,
This
600.
is 600. Okay. All right.
I didn't know they made Canatunas in 2006.
I didn't either.
Yeah, they did. And it's, you know what? And it's. And
There it is. First one.
It is the first one, isn't it? No, that's
right below
13,000.
you.
This
No, that
one.
that one. Yep.
Oh, the one with the gas tank that looks like it's been chewed up and spit out by
Yep.
Gojira.
Yep.
No,
That
it's
one.
not. No, it's not
No, it's
chewed up.
actually-
It's just
it's
a
not.
weird body line.
It's not a horrible bike.
It's
for
not a
$1,800.
horrible bike. It's got 19,000 miles. Unfortunately, it's at Pony Power Sports. This also might be bait. So this is a dealership bike. All right. The most important, you know what? Okay, back tire looks good. The handlebars are pointing the direction they're supposed to be pointing.
Says Suzuki.
It's yep. Parts of it have been repainted. All right. one
Oh, the
knee-shaped
gas. Oh,
knee-shaped
shit.
dent in the gas tank.
Yeah, the
Ball
gas.
shaped in there too. If you look.
Yeah,
close.
there's a testicle smash in there too in the gas tank.
No, wait until the gas tank picture on
Okay,
the inside.
all right.
The
There
next
we go.
picture.
Whoa! This motorcycle hasn't been started in a little while, I don't think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that thing's drier than my wife.
I think this. I think this motorcycle might have been out behind the shed for a little
fucker.
while.
Yep.
It's got a Yoshi pipe on it.
Uberlube.
Yep.
Rear body panel cracked in half from where it hit the semi.
No, it did. That's from his girlfriend sitting on the seat.
She broke both sides. This motorcycle subframe broke because that got cracked on the right side and on the left side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
He
Yeah,
had the big booty bouncing, and it was too much.
it might have been.
Just cracked the shit
It
out
might
of
have
it.
been. Holy smokies. Yeah, chain looks new though. Got to give him that. Yeah, the swing arm's fresh looking. But yeah, that's a lightly crashed Katana 600. That is.
I mean, it's a used bike.
It is
Yeah,
a
there's
used bike. Yep.
better bikes. I agree.
Yeah, but I'm saying
it's
for
I mean,
$2,000. All right, for $2,000. And the moral of this story is $2,000 don't buy you what it used to, folks. All right, because I know that 3 years ago that was a $600 motorcycle. That was a buck a cc. As is no warranty. And what did they put in? What did they put in all capital letters? Anyone read that?
Mechanic special.
No,
Yep.
no. It is mechanic
It
special.
is mechanic special.
Oh my God, mechanic special.
Yep.
And then it says what? No warranty, no returns.
That's all this is. Yep.
This motorcycle is beyond the cutoff year to be serviced by our service department. So they don't work on bikes over 14 years old.
We're
It's
afraid
all right.
of this bike.
This motorcycle
Gonna get
has
tetanus.
been sitting for several years. This motorcycle starts and runs with a jump battery and somebody spraying start you
juice.
bastard down
Yep.
the thing, but does not idle. The powertrain and drivetrain conditions are unknown. We do not have any other information regarding the service history or repairs of this motorcycle.
We
But-
figured that we'd never get paid for all the work we did on it because
Yep.
the guy would walk away from it. So we're trying to sell
Getting
it.
rid of it. Yep.
with a title. Wow. Yeah, you're right. This is a bike that's been sitting in their service department for at
Yeah.
least 3 years.
That's a
Yeah,
good
that's
point.
what it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
It's a
This-
Mid Ohio bike.
That is a Mid Ohio special right there. All right, very good, very good. And your $8,000 bike, Oscar?
A 2023 Vespa GTS 300
That's you bastard.
from the local Cleveland Moto.
Cleveland Moto, and it is under $8,000.
It is.
It is under $8,000. That is so true. Oh man, hoisted on my own petard. That is so true. Now, what I can tell you about this bike that you guys might not know.
He's not going to pan you, so you knew that he's not going to say, that bike's a pile of
Yeah.
shit. I would get,
Oh, I'll tell
that
you.
dealership's going to rip you off. It's
That-
going to bring
this-
you in here and
Yeah.
make you buy a zero for 21,000.
Pretty strange that it's a brand new listing and it says mechanic special.
Mechanic
That's a bait bike.
Yeah, you didn't have them in stock.
true.
You got to order the fucking thing.
That's right.
Jeez.
That's
Right.
also true.
I'll change it for a Beaver.
I will now get the Bieber. Take the Bieber.
Please.
Here's the thing that I should tell everybody about. This has caused a lot of controversy. We've had some major problems at this shop because of this. So they changed. The 2022 is now done. Well, they haven't made a 2022 since March or April because the factory knows things they don't tell the customers. Oh, shock. Oh, horror. You mean they actually know things they don't tell us? Those bastards. Yeah, it's called how you run a company, right? You can't tell the planet everything you're going to do 9 months from now
Because your
before you
competitor will
do it.
do it in 8 months.
And you can't tell them how much you're going to raise the price of your piece of shit that you sell. If you sell a hamburger for $3 for the fucking hamburger, and you know that 6 months from now, due to forces of the economy, you're going to have to raise the price of the hamburger to $4, you don't start telling people 6 months ahead of time. And by the way, do you know that in October of 2022, we're going to raise the price of our hamburgers
So
to
buy
$4,
everything right now.
right?
Then you say, we have a special, 2 for $8.
Yeah, exactly. like Arby's. Yeah, new special deal, 2 for $8. But so Vespa just did that. So Vespa just changed this bike. And they announced their changes at EICMA, the motorcycle show in Milan, where they announce changes every year. And what do you think happens? So I have all these customers that I'm like, hey, you really want to buy this Vespa? You should come in and buy this Vespa. Oh, no, man. I'm going to wait to see what the 2023s look like. Okay. You want to buy this Vespa? You should probably get a deposit on this Vespa. You should probably get, oh, no. I'm going to wait to see what the 2023s look like. All right. October 16th shows up. Hey, you got any of them 2022s left? What happened? Well, they raised the price of the bike $800 without asking me. Oh, they did. Well, I'm going to buy one of those 2022s now. Well, guess what happened the 3 months you weren't buying a 2022? The motherfuckers sold out, didn't they? Yeah. Well, I don't want a 2023 because they cost $800 more. Yep. Yeah, well, good luck finding a 2022.
Tough luck.
All right, but here's my tip from my Unkie Phil. If you really want a 2022 Vespa, I know where there's one hiding. My buddy Seth down at Metro Scooters in Cincinnati, he's got a 2022 left, and he'll sell it to you for the 2022 price. And that's better than I'll do because I don't have any 2022s left. And if you want one from me, you're buying a 2023. Mm-hmm. That's a fact. So yeah, it's got a push button starter now because apparently everything needs to have a push button starter. Remember when the Suzuki Gladius got the push button starter and all of a sudden it was cool? Yeah. So in the
that was so ridiculous. The guy just explaining it was ridiculous.
So you know the difference between last year's bike and this year's bike? Push button starter.
You don't have to hold the start button down.
Oh, you're right. No. It still had a key. It still had a key, but it had auto start.
Yeah, you didn't have to hold
the button, and it automatically does the starting sequence for you.
And so everybody's
still had a key.
Around looking at the guy. Yeah. So, and he's like, "Well, you don't have to hold the button."
Oh, so it's like the car. You just push the. Oh my god!
Yeah, you just
the one guy out of 500
still has a key.
Yeah. Oh, thank God, because my thumb always hurt when
still
I
has a key.
2 seconds.
Still has a key.
You still turn it, but you have to press a button to start it.
You turn the key on. You have a start button like you do on your motorcycle that you had, your
Right.
Katana that you had.
Yeah.
Have a start button. But on your motorcycle, you had to press it and hold
And
it.
then let it go.
Dugga, run, let go.
Yeah.
But on this one, you press it and you let go, and it holds it for you until the motor starts running.
Oh, totally worth the $800.
Totally
right?
worth the $800.
Before I forget,
Yeah.
I might be stupid and you guys might know this, but do you know why the magical vegeticle is called a beaver?
A beaver?
Yeah.
There's a whole song written about that.
Okay. No, but the real reason.
Okay. Lay it on me, baby.
So back in the day, women had lice, and so they had to shave their snatch. And so the merkin people made their fucking merkins out of beaver pelts.
Oh.
And so they'd put
Oh.
these things
Oh.
on the prostitutes and stuff, these merkins made out of beaver pelts, and so they started nicknaming
So
them.
the faux pelt
Yes.
was made of beaver fur.
Yes. Because it didn't have lice. Because a lot of women back then had lice.
Man. Yeah.
Everybody had lice. Whatever.
Yeah.
So everybody was shaving everything down, but they
Right.
didn't want to look like that.
Right.
So,
So
then
they buy a
these
merkin.
salesmen were walking
Right.
around selling merkins made out of beaver fucking hair, and hence they called them beavers.
Wow.
I just learned that.
The more you know.
Wow. I'm going to say, man,
Right?
that's impressive.
That's
Yeah. That's amazing.
See,
that
not
is
only
fantastic.
do we do guns, we do merkin. Look at all the information.
Mercantile.
Mercantile. Eh?
We do clamscaping.
Landscaping.
Yeah, we do all of it.
Went there when I was in this
All right.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna start.
How does you spell How does you spell Merkin?
MERKEN or IN or something like that.
Oh boy.
Thanks. Just pull it out of your ass.
Yeah.
Throw out some letters.
When I asked how you spelled it,
I before E, except after
that
C.
was my tell that I had already gotten there.
Gotcha.
Like when I said, how do you spell that? That meant I too am having this problem.
Yeah, right.
Right. Yeah. Usually, yeah. Merkin.
Merkin.
It's a Merkin. 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 A merkin is a pubic wig. Merkins were worn by sex workers after sharing their mons pubis and are now used as decorative items, erotic devices, or in films, both by men and by women. It's so fucking funny. Yeah, I mean, that is great. That is hilarious.
Where is there a picture of Jared Leto on the fucking...
Okay.
Does his beard look like a
This is a
merkin?
business opportunity for
That is
Manscaped.
That is very funny.
It's a merkin beard?
Oh, and by the way, hey Dan, thanks for mentioning that, because I got an email. I got an email the other day.
No.
I got an email yesterday. And
Our new stupid ads aren't working that we're spending all this money for, so we're going to go back to the really cheap ads? Fuck Manscaped.
No, but here's the
got
thing.
an
They need to have you in, dude.
Wait
They
for-
sent
yeah.
an email.
We need to...
I got an email.
Oh no, they're bringing out the clamscape. If they bring out the clamscape, we're suing them. I'm just telling you.
I got an email, and what's very funny was, again, sometimes you just know that people aren't doing their jobs.
Right.
And the fact that I got an email from Manscaped,
Hey, have you guys ever heard of Manscaped?
no, saying, hey, now that we've had some time off from each other,
No way.
how about we rekindle our relationship?
Okay.
We got a bunch of ideas if you haven't heard the podcast since. By the way.
My butthole's getting a little
By
bushy.
the way,
Because that weirdo from Saturday Night Live didn't sell anything.
The Buttscape.
Yeah.
again, a very nice email asking us to what? See if we could fire it back up again. Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. 20% discount code, blah, 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 whatever. And the only thing we have to do to benefit from to rekindle the love affair is to have 8 people check in with their code. Nope.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Negatory, but
Count me out of those fucking douchebags.
you gotta buy something
buy,
with their code. And as you know, it's
How much is the ball powder? That's gonna be cheaper.
I don't think that that company. I'm not going to say it.
Is it cheaper to buy something and get the $200 a month?
Right.
What can we buy 8 of that's less than $200?
The sticker. Do they have like a sticker you can put on
Underwear,
here?
no.
Have you ever been to a candle party? You ever been to a Tupperware party? Right? That conciliatory gift that you buy to thank your idiot friend for inviting you to that fucking thing. You're like, okay, what's the cheapest thing? Dave, thank you for inviting me to your fucking mandate grill party, right? And so I could see the newest fucking thanks. I'm in your man cave now. Okay, and now I've smelled your vagina from here. This is totally a Tupperware Mary Kay party. You lied to me. Yeah. So okay, I don't want to be a complete dickhead and drink all your beer and ate your steaks. So what's the smallest thing I can buy? Oh, the salt and pepper shakers. That's great. How much are those? $117. Yeah. Fuck you, Dave. I'm not even buying those salt and pepper shakers.
And I'm going to drink the rest of your beer.
My wife came home with a $41 candle.
Oh, fuck.
You know what's worse than all that?
Did it vibrate?
Norwax has all this shit that's actually good ideas for cleaning.
Yeah.
And my wife was getting into it a bunch of years ago, and she comes out and she's like, look at this. This cloth has silver woven into it, so it doesn't get any mold or anything. So that's a pretty good idea. How much is that? $42. But we
Silver
never have
fleece.
to buy another one.
No, you'll never have to buy another one.
Uh-huh.
A thinking person wouldn't buy another
No,
one.
not even the first one.
You don't ever have to buy one.
Yeah, it's called a ShamWow.
Yeah, it's called a ShamWow. You know, if there was only a way that we could clean those rags.
Yeah,
I
right?
know. That'd be great, right?
Mark's has wall clippers on sale for like $14.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, but they'll cut your balls off if you're not careful.
We gotta be a man. You can't have like this little baby
Steve uses.
It's from the new company called Manscaped.
man scraper.
Steve has like the 5-inch fucking guard on it at all times. He goes down from
Zero. Absolutely. So anyway, if I may be so bold.
All right.
So we're not going to be signing back up. So all you podcast listeners can unpanic.
Yeah.
You don't have to listen to any more
Yeah, we're not
advertisements.
going to ask you to buy anything.
all.
Send them hate mail.
Right.
From
exactly.
Cleveland Moto.
Right. That's it. Right. That's how that
We've
works.
taken a much
Quite frankly, your product does not fit with our
right.
platform.
We've taken a much more lucrative offer from Harry's.
Oh, no.
Oh, from Jerkins Merkins. Yeah. We're up. Next thing you know, you're all going to be wearing Jerkins Merkins. That's it.
Wow.
Yep. All right.
All right, you ready?
All right.
So mine, and you can pick any one because there's 70 of them available. My $2,000 bike is an SV650.
Yeah.
You can find a million of them for about
Yeah,
$2,000,
yeah,
2,000,
yeah.
1,800, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. But I did want to ask a question though. Did you find one?
Yeah.
You did?
You got a marketplace. There's like 10 of them in Ohio.
Okay.
There's a few for 3, but you'll find 2s. There's plenty
Yeah.
of 2s up there, and they don't say mechanic special on them. So that's
Are you sure?
Sleepy, is your $8,000 bike also an SV650? No. Because mine is.
You're looking at nice ones. I was looking at
Well,
the junky ones.
I mean, okay, well, in the $8,000
Well,
market,
here though, no. Hey guys, I accidentally, totally accidentally, I fucked up. I typed in SV650,
yeah.
but it showed me a better deal.
Yeah, right. Look at that.
What the fuck?
That's a great
Yeah.
deal.
2005 Yamaha? A
mechanic
2000? No. Don't even tell me that. Really?
No.
Okay. All right. Because this is a 2005. I just sold one of these. To your friend? No, not to your friend. To a friend in
got it from
Denver.
my friend.
I got it from your friend.
Yeah.
And it's a really good bike.
Yeah.
So the miles is wrong because it says 1,839 miles on it. That's fine though. It's got 12,000 miles off. It says it has a slight aesthetic damage spelled wrong, but mechanically sound. 600 cc
How's
engine.
it spelled? ASS?
It's spelled AESTETA. He missed an H. All right, so he's not a beautician.
Pathetics.
Right. Yeah.
No, he was thinking of anesthetic damage.
It's got a
'cause he got
slight
fucked
anesthetic
up and
damage?
crashed.
So it's limpy on one side.
I don't. The slight aesthetic damage. The handlebar's a little bent, but
I mean, I can't tell if he bought some weird fucked up handlebar. Like what handlebar?
okay. The left fairing's cracked.
Yeah, it's
so
missing a
the
few.
bike has been down on the left hand side. That's why the left handlebar's bent, and that's why the left fairing's cracked. But again, $2,000 is $2,000.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you can find a bunch of 650s, SV 650s in that price range.
Yeah. Well, I was actually hoping to find an actual $2,000 SV.
No, they're there.
They are.
I definitely looked them up.
All right. Oh.
Are you in
Sure, if
Ohio?
you say
Are you
you
still
did.
in like?
You're right. I'm still in Winona, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Winona, Minnesota. Yeah.
They're not popular up there.
Yeah, that's
popular
true. Yeah, right. We'll try that. Yeah, we'll try that.
Only old gold wings are popular.
They need snow bikes up there.
Shit, there's a goddamn $2,400
there's-
SV1000.
Yeah, no, there's a lot. There's
Man,
I
if you're
found
gonna be
about
a bear,
6 or
be a
7, so
grizzly.
I didn't have a specific one, but if you look, there's about 2,000. Some are 21. I'm sure you can get it for 2.
See, what I ran into a lot of was this. You're looking at this 06, and then the asshole puts up here $1, $2, $3, $4.
Yeah, I know. I saw
right?
that too. Yeah.
And then what he's got is over here he puts $3,000 your best offer.
Yeah.
You know, fuck you. If you put up 1, 2, 3, 4 in your listing,
Fuck you.
Or free. That's
done.
another one that
we're
gets
done.
me.
Yeah,
Are
$2,800.
you that lazy to just put up the price?
These are all fairing. The ones I were looking at were the naked ones, like the one with the round head.
Yeah,
like-
well, I mean, this one's only that one's 2,800.
Yeah,
but the so you're looking for
They're
a
down there
sub.
somewhere. Yeah, you'll see it. They're down there. They're
yeah.
2,000. But anyway, so that
But
was
anyway,
the
that's
bike.
fine. But that is a great.
I think he cheated.
I think he.
Yeah.
I
I'm
didn't
still
cheat.
thinking
It's in
he's.
there. I didn't know we'd have to specific. I would have wrote
not
the
in here.
specific one down.
I said, be prepared to defend your
It's
answer.
not in here.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's the
Maybe try Akron. I was
John?
at Summit
Use your
Racing.
phone.
Hey, John,
Get your phone out.
have you seen this $2,000 SV yet?
No, I would have bought it.
I'm telling you, man.
I would have totally bought
Sort
one.
of
I haven't
price.
seen it either.
All right, I'll fax it in.
I
Thank you very
haven't.
much.
I haven't seen it yet either. I'm seeing some 2,800s.
Does the bike build off all over again? He hasn't finished the fucking bike and he
telling you,
claimed the
man.
first prize. Fuck you,
Oh
dude.
my god!
Well, I mean,
I think this guy's got walleye full of lead weights.
while you're looking that up, here's why I said
shit.
for I like the new SV650 is only $7,300
For a brand new one?
for a brand new one.
Really?
For a
And that
brand new
stacks
one.
up against just about anything
How
else.
can that be?
There you go.
I mean, wouldn't you rather have?
Yeah, that is every bit of a 2001 SV650 for $2,000. There it is. And it says only lightly stolen.
No.
I mean, you
Run,
mentioned the
drive,
Honda,
shift through all the
but you
gears.
could
a
have
few
had an
scratches.
SV650.
Well, look at this
Has a
one right
Yoshi
here. This one.
exhaust.
Check this out. You know what this is?
Another one.
That's another one.
Does come
Told
with-
you.
does come with a-
25,000 miles, and on this one you can go nut to butt because
They're happy.
they're happy. And there's the guy in the back's wearing a Harley Davidson T-shirt, and there's a Harley Davidson poster in the background.
Well, it's a V
shit.
twin, so they figure it's cool.
Well, they do. They think it's cool. That's right. That's right. Yeah, there you go. Runs great. Some updated parts. You know, it says we'll need a battery. Come on, man. Put a battery in the goddamn bike. All right? Put
anyway,
a battery.
so there you go.
Yeah,
Nice
there you
there.
go.
Doable.
And then
Totally
this,
doable.
which I did
That's
not
fantastic.
know existed.
So is this your $8,000 bike?
No, that was my. This is my $8,000 bike.
Okay, this is your $8,000 bike.
Yep.
Bring it on. Lay it on me.
Indian Scout 60.
Yes. Do you know why this bike is a little different?
It's 1,000 cc's.
That's
and,
right.
1250.
It is less Scout.
Yeah.
There's just a little less Scout involved.
Not a 1200.
Now, but I thought this was
Maybe it should have been called a Weeblo.
That one's
Maybe you blow.
That's really expensive. I found it was $8,000.
I didn't think that they were that cheap. I
or
was
a
going
Cub
to say,
Scout.
yeah, I was
The Cub Scout.
Scout.
Well, that's the Scout.
What about a brownie?
Yeah. I thought that the Scout 60 was still a little more than $8,000 by a
I
couple
found an
thousand.
article, and the article said it was $8,090.
No,
That's
no,
a
we need dealer.
That can't be right.
We need links, motherfucker.
Look it up.
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up
fighting
real
words,
hard.
man.
Looking it up for real
From
hard.
89.8, what is that one?
That's last year's.
That's an article
a
from-
leftover 2021.
Okay.
Right.
Maybe that's what I found. I don't
That
know.
might
But that's
be-
what I wanted. It was a new bike. It doesn't have no miles.
You're still
It's-
off by $1,000.
The one that I found was $8,000. It was $8,000. Type it in the cycles. I don't know. I found it somewhere.
Hey, Johnny, do you smell that?
I smell that too.
Do you smell?
I'm starting to smell that. Bullshit. Oh my God.
Boo.
I mean, just because it's on Cycle
This
Trader.
is some bullshit.
Yeah.
Boom.
I learned about a new bike. I didn't know it existed.
Well, but and it's. And
I
it
find
has-
that very interesting, though. I find it's very interesting, even at $9,000 you
Right.
can buy
Yeah,
an Indian.
That is true.
And the Indian Scout
There.
60.
I'll be nice.
Yeah, well, there's a used one.
nice.
There's a used one for $10,000. I just think you're about $2,000 off the mark.
Oh, man, it was there. I'll find the article. I'll send it.
It was an
Well,
article-
that's fine, but I mean,
It was,
again,
it was an article from 5 years ago.
we're
dude.
kind of going after MSRP here because the idea is it has to be a bike
Right.
somebody can go out and buy. So if you can't go out and buy it for $8,000,
Well, I could if I would have bought
if
the
my
one
aunt had a
that-
dick, she'd be my uncle. So, right? Yeah, but I don't think there's going to be. I don't think. What?
What was that one?
Yeah, I saw Nate.
Where?
Right there.
That's a 2016,
16.
motherfucker.
But it's new.
No, it's not new. It's got 1,900 miles on it. And it's a mechanic special.
It'll be new to you when you buy it.
Right. Remember when I said new? That's $8,000. And in order for it to meet the rule, it has to be what?
You've got an F on your homework.
This is a 6-year-old motorcycle. This is
Incomplete.
a 6-year-old bike. Lightly crashed.
Missed
All right.
assignment.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow.
1,900
Oh, you got
I
miles.
just had bad research.
Lightly
My research
crashed.
paper was
Yeah.
Oh,
Boy,
Did you
sleepy.
did you even take a shit while you were looking at this?
I'm telling you.
well, I didn't. I was at my
Okay.
desk.
Anybody else have a submission?
Well, like I said, my 8,000 bike was the SV650.
Okay, I want to. And I
MSRP on their website is $7,300. I've still got room to buy some accessories and stuff.
Right.
Damn.
Right. Yeah.
And when you compare that with the Honda, believe me, I researched the market.
$77.49.
Well, that's one site, but go
That's
get
Suzuki's.
Get the 22
22.
instead of the 23.
That's 22. Well, we can do 20. Let's even
It's
say
still under $8,000, no matter how
so
we cut it.
You know what's interesting?
That's a good
You
looking
know what's
bike.
interesting?
I was actually looking more at the Kawasaki Z650 or
I was too, yeah.
or the Ninja 650.
Right. Yeah.
But whenever I look at this bike, I'm like, it's even cheaper and it's been around for a long time. And
It's a good looking bike.
And it's a better riding position.
Yeah.
I would take this over either one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't get a Versys. Versys is over 9,000. So
Yep.
you're not going to get any, And
Versus X300.
Now, yeah, and that's
but I don't want. But
That's not what I want.
But I want
Yeah.
bang for buck. I mean,
Yeah.
I want the most amount of bike I can get for $8,000,
Yeah.
and I kind of think this is it.
I definitely don't.
Yeah.
77.49 versus
Tiger
78.48.
660.
So this bike's only gone up $100 despite the crazy inflation that's been happening all over the place. Now, granted,
Their
I'm
fixed costs
looking at the 2023 and I'm looking at the 2022, and the difference is the 2022 has a blue frame
Yeah.
and black bodywork, whereas the 2023 has a gray frame and blue bodywork. The 2023 does, because of that, look better. Because the blue frame on the 2022 does look a little cheesy.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, that does look a little cheesy. And again, it comes in your choice of blue, 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 or blue. So that's, but again, completely agree that that's a fucking great motorcycle for $8,000.
So what was your other Plan B $9,000 one?
Yeah.
Oh, the one that if I had an extra
yeah.
extra
That's a
$1,000.
street bike. That's
Yeah,
not
what's
an
your
all-rounder.
what's your? That's a good all. I mean,
Well,
oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
so
right.
it's the same motor as that, but it's the same motor. It's pretty much the same bike.
It's a V-Strom.
As a V-Strom.
It can be a V-Strom.
So you could V-Strom it a little bit
You could
if you
V-Strom
wanted
it.
it.
I mean, as you say, an all-arounder. That
My $9,000 bike was the Kawasaki Z650 RS.
Yes. Yeah. Now that's
Yeah, that's a good bike.
yeah, and that's
Or you could at 9,000 you can get the 800, The W800.
The W800, yeah. Which I got to say, the Z650 RS is very attractive. That is a very attractive motorcycle. And
Baby version of my 900.
it is the baby version of your 900. It is probably a lot better handling than the W800.
Yeah,
Right?
100%.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
And this one, from all the, because I'm on the 900 forums, and all the guys that got the 650s are all, "Bah!"
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, compared to the W800 is supposedly a slow turd. And
Oh, it
this,
is.
This thing is not.
No, there is nothing about the W800 motor that is not an old parallel vertical twin motor. I mean, it's not meant to go spinny. This is dual overhead cams. This is going to be a zippy, And again, you may recognize this motor from such great motorcycles as the Versus.
But
Or
that's
the Ninja.
Isn't that a four-cylinder? No, that's just
No, it's a twin.
That was a big.
This is the Versus motor.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a big. That was a big. The guys were shitting themselves. Like, how the fuck are you gonna bring this bike out? And it's not a 4.
Oh, you mean
Yeah.
like the KZ750,
Yeah. Yeah.
which
I-
was a twin.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
I got a little ahead of myself. Then I would maybe strike this off.
I like the
I like the look of it,
SV650.
but I thought it was a 4-bang.
Yeah. No, it's a twin. It's a twin. It's the same motor that's in the Versys.
It looks nice.
Yeah, it's a retro. You know what? It completes the lineup. There's the Vulcan 650. There's a Ninja 650. There's a Versys 650. And then there's this.
I mean, the motor's
So
a
it's
good motor.
yeah, it's one
you
motor.
would have a bike that was
one
indestructible.
motor to use them all, I guess. Right? That's pretty cool.
But
that's neat.
No, I don't. The Z is supposed to have a 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
Well, and
Mine does.
you'd be in that camp. You'd be right in that camp. All right, Mr. Hoffert.
My
No, no,
$2,000.
yeah.
My $2,000.
Oh, John's
bike
2000.
was a 1990 Honda Hurricane 1000.
Did you see one somewhere?
Yeah, on Facebook
Oh, dude.
Really?
or Marketplace. in
Nice shape?
Original, all original.
Gray and white or red and white?
Like the gray silver,
Yeah,
dark
yeah,
two-tone
yeah,
gray.
That's a good looking bike.
Man. All right, we'll see if we can find this.
Honda
Type in Hurricane.
Honda Hurricane.
Yeah. I mean, we'll take any Hurricane we can get at
There's
this point. Just
there's
for
a
fun.
couple of them, but I mean,
Still want my 600 back. Oh,
Jesus Christ, there's an 88. Okay, all
on
right.
down. So there's Dwayne.
silver
Dwayne,
one?
Dwayne has the red, white, and blue one, which is
Yeah.
pretty original.
That
He
is.
says it's running pretty good.
Uh-huh.
That one over there for $2,000 is the
Which one? The silver one?
silver one. Yeah,
Yeah,
click
silver
on that.
one. Oh, yeah.
One has a sound system. This one I think is the one that doesn't. I wanted the one that doesn't have the sound system.
Apparently,
You
you
don't
broke
Yeah,
want
Facebook.
that's pretty much plain with a Corbin
that's
seat.
nice. That's nice, man.
They have a ridiculous amount of mileage on it. This one does say it runs, but it needs some work. Probably needs carbs.
Yeah,
but that's
I
when
mean,
you do that just for fun.
I've wanted a Hurricane.
This one's got a Vance and Hines set of pipes on it, but it does have a non-denominational left mirror.
Yeah, the mirrors are white, like they were off earlier.
Well, they're
later
off a
model.
different Hurricane. Yeah. So that's
That's
pretty.
after a 600.
Was this 50,000 miles on this one?
54,000.
Been down on both sides.
It has been down on both sides. I think you're safe to say that one, Dan.
Dwayne's. I kind of like the red, white, and blue.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's narrow this down a little bit and try to pick up the word 1,000 in there. So yeah, that's the 1990 Hurricane, and that's the red, white, and blue. That's
They're
pretty
tiny-ass fucking pictures.
nice. Yeah. So, you know what? Come on, guys. If you're gonna take a picture of something you're trying to sell, don't use your grandma's fucking jitterbug phone.
Sony Ericsson fucking cube.
There's
Jesus
also a really
Christ.
nice $1,500 bike.
And this year, you kept saying Dwayne, and I was like, who the fuck is Dwayne? And now I found out who Dwayne is.
He's the
guy.
guy who
That's
has the
Dwayne
bike.
Shit, Dwayne. All right, Dwayne.
That's his picture from
Why
his
didn't he just call himself
1984
D
yearbook.
squared?
Yeah.
Right? That'd be more fun.
Yeah, you could get Hurricane. Then a lot of Interceptors started popping up. I'm like, no, I don't want to work on those cars.
No, I really wouldn't touch. I wouldn't touch a.
But I
fucking
mean, when you
Interceptor.
look at that Interceptor, that's 120 horsepower.
I know it is.
Oh,
and I
180
still-
mile an hour.
There's a nice Aryan Racing.
Where you guys looking?
Aryan Racing. Get it? Sing.
Aaron.
Where?
Down at the left, the other side of the screen. Down right there. Look at that.
Yeah,
There's
I-
one in the middle,
But you
too.
see, it's not $2,000, so I'm
No,
not
I know,
looking
but
at
it's
it.
still.
Oh, he's just
Right.
looking
It's a
at it.
bike.
We're talking about shit. $2,000. All right.
The other bike, there's a $1,500 bike up on Marketplace that I think we should look at. Look up CB160.
Runs and
That's what I
drives.
found today.
Runs and drives. I've owned about 4 of these motorcycles.
Is that
and
a
I don't-
Bandito? No,
and I
that's not
don't
a
think
Bandito.
I've ever
Think it
owned
too.
one of these for more than
XJ6.
3 weeks.
I heard they're boring as shit.
An XJ6. 40,000 miles. Seika 2, advertised as a Seika 11. Runs and drives, rode all summer. I want it gone. It's got some bumps and scrapes. $500. $500, and it's in Pittsburgh, PA, right?
I don't see any carburetors on the motor.
Nope, there are not any visible carburetors on that motor. Yep, there are not any visible carburetors on that motor. Nope, you're
That's
exactly
good.
right.
They're already off, so you can clean them, put them back on.
He's got you started there, buddy. He's got their okay, so next one.
CB 160.
Oh, now, okay, all right.
Steve's mad. There's madness going on.
Shenanigans.
Is it the one I'm thinking of, though? The one with all the NOS parts?
No. It's, well, I can't see all the pictures.
There's a lot of them.
Go up. Are you at the top?
$1,400.
The top.
It was $1,400.
Go down a little
Yeah, it was
bit.
$1,400.
Oh, the one with the speedometer picture.
Yeah,
This one right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elyria, Ohio. Okay, so here you go.
This is a really sharp bike.
Oh, no.
I
That's
happen to
not
know that this was custom built by an expert
That's not the
builder.
one I was looking at.
It's a custom.
That the previous owner of this bike was
It's
a
a
racer.
douchebag.
And there's
Cafe
some,
racer
there's some, this has been highly
highly modified.
massaged and modified.
Highly modified CB 170.
This bike's a champion.
Poor
I
bike.
mean, I'm
race
just
winner?
going to say,
Is that your loop bike?
it has a pedigree.
Best reasonable offer in person.
Is that the one that blew the mufflers off and shit?
No,
No.
this is a different
No,
one.
this is the one where he made his own DB killers by pop riveting or sheet metal screwing.
Those are actually on the bike, but I
Yeah.
left them because I liked them.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That is a fine vehicle.
Who was the guy selling it?
Well, I sold it to Pete.
To Pete, yeah.
It
Yeah.
looks like
Pete sold it to somebody else. Yeah, that's bike's seen a couple of owners. But there is a CB 160, or it was a CG 160, the way it was listed. There was a CG 160. It was a Bentley. And this is
That was that white cream color one. Right?
I have not seen as many Bentleys listed on the internet in my life as I'm seeing right now.
Isn't that
And
the one that Nick got?
Yeah.
so
Okay.
there's this one, right? There is no shortage. I have, again, in my life, I've never seen as many Bentleys. But what's weird is some of them are quite nice. Some of them are really nice, right?
Where's that?
Yeah. So this is in Greenfield, Ohio. It's $1,500. It has no title. That is the problem with this bike. It has no title. Now, to some people, that's not a big deal. I don't like that it has the ape hanger style handlebars, which were not wrong for the year. They were just, they don't like them, right? But that's a bike that looks pretty fucking clean from a distance, but there's no title. Yeah, exactly.
So Nick has his running.
He does?
Yeah.
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 I saw that video. Yeah. He's got that thing running and it's chugging along.
Fuck you, Nick.
Hey, speaking of running CBs,
Way to leave Ohio, Nick.
There
Way
was
to go.
there was a Super Hawk, like the newer Super Hawk.
Yeah.
Had really weird luggage for $2,000. It was like these bulbous red, like form fit. I've never seen it before. It was like it was like a one-piece backseat luggage thing. It was crazy.
Really?
but speaking of CBs and running,
All right.
I told you guys before, and you told me to bring it up. So my CB350, which I worked on a while ago, I took it out for a test
A little
drive.
sip of this.
I thought I fucked it all up because it was starting to run real bad on the way back. Anytime I go over
Badly.
60 miles an hour.
Bad is an adverb.
Okay.
It was running poorly.
Poorly, yeah. So then I redid my work and checked the valves again and checked the cam chain again, and it seemed to run great. And I took it for a test ride, and I was going and it was doing fine. Turned around,
There it is.
came back doing 60, and it started to run like shit again. And I'm like, fuck, I fucked something up. And then when I got into the garage, I realized that when I was doing the turnarounds, every time I was having bad things, my knee was turning on the choke.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Would you look at that? Oh my gosh!
So always look for the dumbest shit when you're about to tear your bike all fucking apart.
I still don't know how the hell your knee was hitting the choke on a CB 350.
It's right
Well,
there.
he's got fake knees, fake hips, busted up.
Yeah.
He's more twisted.
I was doing the.
He's quickly becoming Twisty Steve.
Yeah. No, but I was doing a slow turn, like, just to turn in the thing.
Yeah.
I must have fucking hit it. And,
Operator error.
I felt so dumb.
Steve, I got to tell you, that's dumb.
That's some dumb
That's
shit.
dumb.
Hey, it ran great all day Sunday, 180 miles with
That's
no fucking
dumb.
problems.
Yeah, but you choked it.
I did.
Yeah, you choked it with your knee. Yeah. I gotta say, my new favorite $2,000 bike is this
Look
Super
at that
Hawk.
luggage.
The weird Corbin
Holy
Beetle
shit,
bags.
what the fuck is
It's
that?
this thing that they did.
the hell?
Yeah, this is.
They
this-
can't be stock.
No, it's a whole Corbin tech stick.
It's a kit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a kit.
It's
And-
probably $2,000 when he bought it.
easily
too,
when he
just
bought
for the
that.
kit.
Yeah, that is this whole that is the whole Corbin back end.
Jeez.
So that is the whole very fashionable. It's got the hips like a woman. Yeah, that's really.
If they have a back shot, I bet you it looks like the fat lady from Robots.
They do.
Like, you remember
Yeah.
the fat robot?
Oh, Aunt Fanny.
Yeah, Aunt Fanny.
Oh, God.
Flaps.
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn
Yeah.
flappy doodles.
that's a hate crime.
The back of that bike is fucking hideous.
Yeah.
That back of that bike is fucking hideous.
What are the vents for? That's weird.
Those aren't vents. Those are your turn signals.
Those are turn.
Those are turn
yeah,
signals.
okay, I see. It looked
The
like
big triangles, the big weird triangles
I was seeing through.
are turn signals. And you got to have the cutouts because that's where the pipes are, right? And that's it. But
Yeah.
those bags are legit, and I remember when those were fresh.
I bet you they hold about 2 liters of stuff.
I'll bet you they do. I bet you they hold quite a bit of stuff. And I'll bet you if you drop a pack of cigarettes into that very deep V shape on the end
Never
past
getting
the
them
exhaust, you're never getting them back again. In fact, when you buy this bike, there's going to be 16 packs of cigarettes in there that people have lost since 1998. I do have to say that here's something I'll tell you. As a VTR 1000 enthusiast, the carburetors are fucking easy to rebuild and they're easy to get to. The motor itself is a sweetheart of a motor. It's a great motor. It's particularly thirsty, so you will have to get used to the fact of getting about 28 to 30 miles per gallon. So you're not going to have a long range on this, no matter what. It's with those bags. I would leave the bags on it. I'm already married. I'm not trying to fuck anybody.
No.
Right?
You take them off, you're just going to have to store them somewhere.
You're probably going to have to look at them on the shelf more often than you look at them on the bike. 'Cause
Although,
when you're on the bike, you can't see them.
But for $2,000, you know there's some fucking Super Hawk nerd out there that's looking for those bags.
And has been since 1998.
yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
You could probably pay for that bike by selling it.
Have a spare bike.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's a really good because that's a VTR 1000. And so if we say VTR 1000 luggage, and I think it was Corbin that did it. You know, poor Mike is probably listening. They're just hating us right now. He's like, "Come on, what the fuck? No, it's not my shit. That's some Vetter stuff." Those guys get in arguments. There they are.
Yeah.
The weirdest panniers ever. Corbin Beetle bags.
How much are those just to buy those?
Well, let's find out. You know, the internet's going to answer all of our questions. So I like this. The first line. So anybody got $700 to completely fuck up the look of your bike with these panniers? Yep. Yeah.
Holy
File not
shit.
found.
$700 though.
No, that was $700 used.
Yeah, which means
Yeah.
they're probably more now.
I'm sure
Can't
they were a
find 'em.
fortune when they were new. Come on. Of course they were. When
That
they were,
dude successfully
Come
did
on,
a worse
man.
job. Look at the green thing.
those green bags are terrible. That green is like American Tourister luggage glued to the side of the bike. But I don't know. And here we go. I do not know if we're going to be able to find the actual real MSRP from those, but I have a feeling it was a lot of money. Because in 1998, they were a lot of money. That stuff was all super expensive. And the real deal is what Steve's saying is it's not what they're worth. It's what you would have to pay to replicate them.
Yep.
You know?
Unobtainium.
Yeah, it's unobtainium. And the fact that you own them makes you exclusive to a group of one. Yeah. Nobody would ever fucking care. It would be fun to find out. Every single link you're going to find for these things is going to just say doesn't exist. Yep, that's all it is. All right, but those are fucking hideous.
oh my god.
But for $2,000,
Gassing.
yeah, he's outgassing.
Yeah.
Yep. So I
think that was a stellar bike for $2,000.
I think
Yeah, I
it is
think
a
you're
stellar fucking bike for $2,000. Here's the German listing.
It's called the Smuggler.
The Schmuggler Sitzbank System.
The Schmuggler.
Ja, na klar. Der Artikel ist nicht mehr im aktuellen Artikelangebot. Yeah, it's done, baby. Forget it.
The ass of my bike has a
Die
Schmuggler.
sofort lieferbar ist. I'm sorry. You don't get to see that.
Sir, what are you
Hey,
smuggling
wait.
on
No,
that
but wait,
bike?
guys. Wait a second.
Did you find it?
Did you see the price?
No.
Oh, yeah. Die richtige Preis ist 1,049 Euro. So that's about $1,200.
See, you can almost pay for the fucking bike, dude.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I gotta
1950.
say, man, this $2,000 Super Hawk starting to look pretty fucking
If only we had a guy that owned a
good.
shop and a place to store it and bring it
Yeah,
and buy
right.
it.
Yeah. Oh God, man, I should never own another Super Hawk.
So, Steve, did you
Such
have
a good
any $2,000 bike?
Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace. Here we are. We're back to Facebook Marketplace, friends.
1985 Honda Goldwing LTD.
You fucking really?
No, and this is in contrast to Dan, so I'm going to defend myself with Dan's bike.
2 bikes.
Is it even on here?
It is on there.
Where is
Which
it?
one?
It's gold. It's, they only
There it
came in
is.
gold.
There it is.
It's at 1900. It was $1,900.
This one is in Sandusky, Michigan for
$2,000.
$2,000.
Okay, well, there's the one I was looking at was 1900.
I'll go back. It was on the right-hand side.
But I mean, how many miles are on that bike?
Oh, I don't know.
They don't know.
No
They don't
details.
even know.
They don't tell you.
Okay,
You
so
got to close the picture.
That 19, right there, 18.
This one right here?
8,
Yeah, probably.
Maybe you lowered the price.
he might have lowered the price, but it was $1,900.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm looking here. You know what? It's not like you're spoiled for.
There's many options.
There's a lot of them, honestly. Yeah, and if we're,
So-
and it's got to be a 1985 because that's
Or
the,
an 86 SEI.
That's the fuel
either
injected.
Either one
Yeah.
of those two, but I couldn't find any. I'd rather have an 86 because I like the cream color better than the gold.
Yep.
But
This is the cream color right here, and this is all of the cream color.
yeah, I like that one.
$1,600.
16.
Oh, that's even a better deal.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And this one is fuel injected.
Yeah, then that's
It's in fair condition for its age. Yep.
how many miles are on that one?
64,000.
Yeah, so
That's a couch.
so I'm going to
65
pick that one instead of the one that I picked because that's fuel injected.
Oh, it's
They
got a
have-
whole computer on the dash.
No, it does.
there.
No, it's got a Tandy Radio Shack 80 on the dashboard. Yeah,
They have more robust, from a Goldwing standpoint, they have more robust alternators,
Yes.
and they barely ever go bad on those bikes.
That's a couch, dude.
and it's fuel injected,
And it's fuel injected.
And
It's
it
got
has the
cruise
same-
control.
right,
It's got
it's-
everything.
and it's got the same fuel injectors out of the Honda Accord.
Right,
it's
so
a
you
part
can still
shelf-
get parts,
Right.
yeah.
Really? Yeah. Yep. It's very easy to get parts for it.
So that's how I defended that.
That's a
pick.
pretty good one to defend, and I'm seeing.
I mean, if you're going to buy a 1200, that's the 1200 you're going to buy.
Oh man, no, that's the 1200 you're going to buy because the other thing that you got to have is remember this doesn't have reverse.
Yeah, but they're pretty light.
No, they're not. They are fucking not light.
by the
There is
pound.
nothing light about that. Wait a second. 1985.
No, they're like
It's 86.
800 something
Right.
pounds.
Honda Goldwing.
860 or something
Right.
ridiculous.
Right. GL 1200. Weight. And this is only going to list it in
Dry.
nautical tons. Yeah. Yeah. It is literally dry weight 728 pounds. And I think that is wrong.
Yeah, there's
I
no
think
way.
that's no battery, no gas, no oil.
Nothing. Yeah.
No air in the
I
tires.
thought it was around 800 something.
No brain in the rider.
Jeez, I thought you were kidding.
Rider.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a very
Yeah, it's over
heavy-
1,000 pounds with me on it.
Yeah, it's a heavy bike. And again, it is fuel injected.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
It is fuel injected.
And
that's
it's got
all-
cruise control.
and it's 94
And it's got a
plus
CB.
Well, yeah. So you can talk to other Goldwing riders. Yeah. It was over.
And it's got a bunch of little buttons. It's
when you
really
buy
cool.
it- when you buy it-
the nav computer is really cool on it, and it has little states that pop up. Like when you go through the time zones on the nav computer,
Right.
It's got a little like a LCD United States, and it changes the
clock.
time zone.
Right.
Like
So as
and it
you
shows
drive
the
through
time zone.
Indiana, it changes.
I don't know how it even knows. I think you have to hit a button to say that you're in that
There was
time
no
zone.
Okay.
GPS back
Dude, if
No,
you-
but I'm saying I think there's a button you hit and it changes the time zones based on the little picture of the United States.
But what I do love about this nav computer in particular, one of my favorite features of this nav
Looks
computer
like a Casio fucking
is there is not
calculator.
a single part of this that you could possibly read at 75 miles per hour.
Oh, fuck no.
This stuff is printed in 2-point font.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a tube computer.
Right.
Yeah.
And the only words that are printed on this thing that you don't need to know about is where it says electronic travel computer Honda,
Right.
which are the words that you don't care about,
Right.
because those aren't associated with any
do
buttons that
shit,
you need to
yeah.
This
press.
is the biggest that they are.
Meanwhile,
So if you
Let's buy two and ride across.
Steve,
There you go.
if you bought that though, the guy would be like, and now that you're taking the bike, I have to let you know that you are now known as Wind Dancer. So whenever the CV pops up, just say Wind Dancer. What's your 10-4, good buddy?
Call signs.
this
I
is-
like those bikes. I don't because they get, and you know what? The other way I defend it too is it gets way better gas mileage than a 1500.
Yeah, it does.
It gets 10 miles per gallon more than a
But
1500.
again, I would trade those 10 miles per gallon for the reverse on a 1500.
I just had my wife push you back.
Just always park on a hill.
We'll get two.
Always park on a hill.
I'll push you back. And then
You come
Yeah,
back and push
and
me
I'll
back.
tell you
Cars
back.
like that with no
There's a
reverse.
toe strap. You push me
pull
back,
me.
and then I have a toe strap, and I'll pull you in.
That's fucking hilarious. But it is a legitimate, well-reasoned, well-thought decision. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm more interested. What's your $8,000?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is what I'm
We're
interested
waiting to
in.
hear it.
Well, I originally
monkey.
thought, no, I mean, I didn't have to spend $8,000, did I?
You didn't have to. No, you didn't.
No, so
you didn't have to
so
spend $8,000.
because I just bought a GC,
Right.
400C.
Yeah.
Why can't I just buy two
You can
and then have a spare?
You could. And you could buy two G400Cs,
That's such a HOFFERT answer.
and that is a Hofford move right there.
No, then what I would do is I'd take one and do it up like you did your scrambler.
Yeah.
Then you'd have kind of a semi off road kind of thing because I never go off road anyway.
How many Honda Super Cubs do you own?
6 or 7.
That's what I said. Such a HOFFERT answer.
I mean, I'd rather have
have
it
two
spare
of them.
parts. But I mean, why doesn't it makes sense to me? I mean, if I like the bike enough to buy it,
Right.
so if I could get two for under that price, then
Yeah.
I could have them until I die or until there's no gas left.
Yeah, that's totally true.
Joe, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Dude, if you can distill moonshine, you can make gas.
And you don't even have to. I'm not even, right. We're not
Yeah.
even suggesting that you'd have to
But-
or would ever have to. Yeah.
But if I had to pick another bike, I thought this out. It would be a CRF 300 Rally.
Yeah. That's a good, and that is a good bike.
A little bit over $6,000.
Yep.
It's got the bigger tank. I kind of like the way they look.
Yep.
I mean,
they're good-looking
they're half the weight of a Africa Twin,
Easy to haul.
and they're easy. Yeah, they're easy to haul. I mean, and they're roadable. I mean, you could ride them to New York.
Same
or
motor
whatever.
as the CBR 300.
Yeah.
But is
So-
it road legal?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got the
Absolutely.
lights.
I thought all the
turn signals.
CRFs were off-road only.
No, that one is.
The rallies have been street legal. Then they also, you can get a four.
The L's are the CRF 300. L is street legal too.
Right.
The L means legal.
I don't think so.
Loser.
I just don't think so.
His case, yeah.
I just don't think so.
So you just pulled up something that was one of my rants the other day.
Yeah.
You're on the Moto Guzzi page. Their advertising campaign.
That girl looked
Great.
like she needed a sandwich.
Yeah, that,
She did?
But more importantly, look on the floor. They're trying to say that this motorcycle did donuts on the floor.
Yeah,
If you
right,
look at it.
right. Those
Those are truck tires.
Those are definitely, first of all, those are truck tires.
Yep.
And they've clearly been dipped in paint and rolled in a circle.
Yep.
Also, the interesting thing is that there is this decided gap. So I have done circle burnouts in a house before.
Sure.
Not on a hardwood
Who
floor,
hasn't? I mean,
because I'm not a criminal.
Right.
I've done it on, a concrete floor or whatever. But I can tell you, you don't have a 1.5 foot wide gap where the guy painting it left a hole he could get out of after he dipped the small car tire in black paint.
Right.
That's all. And then my second argument is all that is just photoshopped anyway. Right?
My third
But,
argument
and I do
is-
love the fact that the Moto Guzzi is now doing a special Gucci Palace,
Oh, no.
which is camouflage. And it's British Army camouflage. It's actually, I think it might be closer to Italian army camouflage. We'll let that slide. But anyway, my $8,000 bike is
Now 30.
a Moto Guzzi. And the reason my $8,000 bike is a Moto Guzzi, it's a Moto Guzzi V7, which due to science and technology, the Moto Guzzi V7 is now 850 cc's.
Okay. Yeah.
What?
I know. It doesn't seem like it
So
should
shouldn't
be
it
that
a
way.
V8.5?
Well, they do have a bike called the V85, and it has an 850 cc motor, right? V85 TT, 850 cc motor. You with me?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
But the V7 was a 750
Yeah.
cc motor. It wasn't called the V75. It was called the V7 because the V7's been around since 1969. It's a good old name.
Yeah.
But right now, if you buy a Moto Guzzi, which is MSRP, brand new, brandy new for a Moto Guzzi.
If you get a sandwich, give it to that girl.
I know though she does need a sandwich in the worst goddamn way. Look at her. Look at her. You know what you can see on her?
Everything.
that girl is so skinny that you can see.
That her camel toe sticks out.
Yeah, it does. It does.
How skinny is she?
I just feel bad because I mean you can see her corpuscles. Like she's a thin girl. She's a very, very thin girl. But the thing is her boyfriend, thinner. Like he's just wearing the big baggy Gucci thing, right?
He's just a coat hanger for those clothes.
Yeah. But yeah, he is just a coat hanger for that. Like he's wearing an Italian extra small, which is not a men's size, but that is bad. But here's the thing about that Guzzi is right now they're giving you $1,100 off.
What?
Yeah. So
The camo one?
nope, not for the camo one.
the
The
stone?
V7, that's not the
For
700?
any model year 22,
Oh.
any V7, model year 22,
And those are
and they are
850s
still
too?
at dealers, and they're 850s.
Well, you mean the only company who couldn't sell all their bikes off their floor?
Well, not the only company. Aprilia. Not the only company. Triumph still got a few. Okay. Yeah, there's a few out there. Not Honda. But the Moto Guzzi V7 with your no shit, they're giving you a $500 freight assistance and they're doing a $600 loyalty program.
So what does that wrap up? I mean, where does that get you? I mean, you're rated 800.
$78.99. $7,899 for a brand new 850 motorcycle. And I was fucking surprised that they would do that, but it's legit. And I looked it up 8 ways from Sunday.
Too legit to quit.
Well, the funny thing is that people aren't running in and buying them. They're just not. And that's kind of shocking. They also have, for people who like the more cruisery style, they had the V9 bobber. They've still got those. Those are still kicking around. And they've got those. And those are also just a hair over. Yeah. It's
What was
fucking.
that green thing with the fairing on it?
That's the Santaro. You know, that's the old one. That's a V11.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's back. That's 2006. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But anyway, just thought
So what's
that.
your $2,000 one?
Oh, I had to change my $2,000 one to any of those Super Hawks. And especially the Super Hawk with the big Corbin bubble butt on it.
Okay.
The Corbin beetle bag smuggler thing on the Super Hawk.
And you want that one now?
Smuggler.
For the smuggler. Smuggling plums.
Did it have an umlaut in
It
it?
had definitely had an umlaut in it. Yes.
You can put your Heidegger leathers into the smuggler.
Oh my God. That's the one with that's the modern Moto Guzzi I actually like a lot, which is
fuck yeah.
the V100 Mandello.
Yeah, that thing's
Yeah,
saucy.
it's a very
Yeah, I've never seen
beautiful
that.
bike.
Mandingo.
The Mandingo.
The Mandingo?
The
You know
Mandingo.
what? All modern motorcycles, though, look like dolphins sitting on motors.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. There's definitely right. There's like
Well, for the Gladius, but now everything like
License plate says flipper.
it's dolphin safe. You're right. You're not kidding. That's pretty fucking hilarious. I did not associate that before. And that V100 is $15,000. Ouch.
That's a lot of cheese.
That is a lot of cheese. And if you want the good looking one, $17,499. Right? Okay. But yeah, so that's $15,490. $15,490. It's a beautiful motorcycle.
Yeah,
Don't
it
get me
is.
wrong. gorgeous fucking bike. I mean, that's nothing wrong with that.
That looks like a
Let's get
Mexican
to the
flag.
second part of the homework, which is what would you do at 10, then 20, then 30,000?
Oh, wait, we gotta talk about who won on both categories, don't we?
No, we don't have
we're
to do
all
that.
winners.
No, we don't have to do that. Yeah, so that.
Did anybody
yeah.
other than me even pick an off-road capable bike?
No.
Hoffert.
No, I don't think he did. Hoffert? What was his?
You did
$8,000
too.
bike?
Well, right, I'm saying
CB500.
other than me.
Yeah. That's true.
But
That's
a
true.
300
Any motorcycle
versus
is
a
off-road
500, I
capable.
win.
You're not a
Well,
pussy.
That's also
Your
true.
choice is better.
Yeah.
But I mean, I
that's true.
personally, I thought it was what we liked. So,
Yeah,
I like the
that's true.
300
Yeah.
rally. I mean, I just like the way they look.
So
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys. So when me and Dan, I think it was just us, we went to that fall foliage ride on Sunday, right?
Foliage?
The foliage,
I can't say it. Foliage.
foliage,
Foliage.
A little
Whatever.
Burfkist on the way there?
Yeah, exactly.
foliage,
But once again, just
Foiled
like when
again.
you lead rides,
foliage again.
you always have these guys on Harleys
Yeah.
that are they take this job so fucking seriously.
Oh, you mean the traffic guards?
The traffic guards.
Oh, I love it when a guy in a big Harley
the one
becomes the
guy's
traffic
riding
guard.
a Triumph America.
Okay, well, Triumph America, the other guy's on a Harley, but these guys, dude, like they need uniforms. They are into it. They are so fucking serious about
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Is that like a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, Chris is an ex-cop.
Is he?
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, on the Harley?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's an ex-cop.
Yeah, I'm sure he
Yeah.
is.
So that means he has all the arrest
Extra.
powers that you do, and he does, and he does, and he does.
Right.
So,
Citizens arrest.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
You try that. Yeah. You are aware that Ohio is now concealed carry is just okay for everybody. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Stop. Why are you shooting at me? Yeah. Don't you see my majestic Harley Davidson?
Right.
Chris runs traffic detail any chance he can get.
Yeah, and he loves with this
He
other guy.
loves it.
They had it.
He will come in his truck and run traffic detail.
Oh, he will?
Yeah, he'll do it.
Dude, that guy, we'd pass an intersection, and I stayed in the left hand side so I could get over because it was more dangerous to have people to your right than it was cars coming at you.
Absolutely.
But like you'd be going and all of a sudden you just hear and like you'd look and this dude was a half inch from everybody just racing to the next intersection and once again take it over.
Yeah,
It was
it's
amazing.
He loves running traffic. That dude loves making that giant Harley Davidson dance around.
Yeah.
No
No helmet, DOT approved gloves.
DOT approved gloves.
Fingerless.
Fingerless.
What's Moby Dick's father's name?
I don't know.
Papa Boner.
Why is Miss Piggy considered a bad driver?
I don't know.
Because all she does is hog the road.
Oh man.
What? There's lots of bad jokes here.
There are lots of bad jokes.
What's a lesbian's favorite food? Anything they can eat out.
Oh, man. Man.
When should condoms be used? In every conceivable occasion.
And every conceivable occasion. I get it. I get that one now.
Was there any hate mail this
Oh my
week?
God. Well, let me go through the list real quick. First of all,
This is timely for Halloween. Why don't witches wear underwear?
I know that one.
They need a better grip.
Yeah.
John Graham just became a Patreon member at the very exclusive level of £5 UK.
Hey, thanks, John.
It ain't worth what it used to be. Thank you very
too
much,
soon.
John Graham. Well done. Excellent. We've got David Swearingen. Swearingen. Just dropped his pledge from $20 to $10.
Oh, man, we're going back to Manscaped.
Oh, we gotta
That's
go back to
it.
Manscaped. That's it. No,
I understand. Tough times, buddy.
Oh, but hold on. Brad Snelling. Brad
Thank you for your
Snelling
support.
just gave us a $10 Patreon. Yay. Hey, Brad.
Thanks, man.
And I think it's funny. Dave Swearingen became a $20 level and then dropped from 20 to 10 in less than a week. What did we say?
No, I think he
What did we
noticed he
do?
fucked up and he was like, "Oh shit, I'm getting the
Yeah, he
deducted
did.
20."
Yeah,
I'm not
he
getting
amortized it.
value for this
It was
$20.
All right. Do you guys want a tech question?
Yeah.
It's a $20 Patreon level.
Oh, from him? Yeah, fuck yeah. Okay.
Okay. I mean, yeah, this is.
Then I have a quick one for Steve.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Is there any photos?
Oh no, it's not that guy. It's another.
No,
It's
but
another guy.
from the shooting video I posted, remember you were talking about
Yeah.
like at least I have the Swedish fan.
Yeah.
He replied, and he's like, he goes, I think it might be me. Am I the fan that you're talking about?
Oh, is he
And I
not
said
really
that-
Swedish?
And so it was a different Swede guy that contacted me because I looked up their names. It was different. So I said, well, I think there might be a couple. He was like, well, if there are several, I'm very glad because I don't know if I can handle being the entirety of the European GSG fan club.
He could be the official Euro representative of the Grumpy Sewer Guy fan club.
But he didn't want all that weight carrying
Yeah,
it on.
that's a
great.
big burden to
That's
carry.
a lot to hold
all by
on your
yourself.
shoulders.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
that is a hell of a lot on your shoulders. Oh man.
So, was the tech question?
Oh, we have a tech question. So one of our listeners, as foolish it might be, I've burned through 2. This is for Kevin.
Joints.
Lithium.
Listening to your.
I burned through 2 lithium batteries on my Magna. As
Your voltage regulators.
Hold on.
Regulator,
Hold on.
Calm down. Just
Wow.
let read.
I like
Fuck.
that. 7 words in and he's already problem solving. It's good. Yeah. Premature much? Okay. So I burned through 2
already-
lithium batteries on my Magna as I don't ride it enough and my security system has a small parasitic draw. Yes, any security system,
Yeah.
if it's waiting for you to press a button, it has a
It's doing
parasitic draw.
something, yeah.
If you have a device in your pocket and you press the button, it does something. It was listening.
It's waiting for the button.
It was listening the whole time. Thank you very much. All right. The most recent one died while plugged into an Optimate maintenance charger. We're going to get to that. Twice now, you've talked about the Parts Unlimited lithium battery with the low voltage cutoff. Unfortunately, I'm in Canada and no one can figure out what I'm talking about. Can you give me the part number for the YTX12BS 1995 Honda Magna equivalent? How painful would shipping be to buy directly from you and have it shipped to Detroit? Well, it's not painful at all to ship it to Detroit,
It's what?
but Detroit is
Detroit.
not in. It's the Paris of the Midwest. Is not in Canada. But anyway, he says, thanks. You guys make me laugh and teach me a lot, Kevin Miller. Okay, so I will look it up and I will try to find out what because there is a Parts Unlimited thing for Canada, but I think it's called something like Moose Knuckles or something like that. It's just, anyway, yeah, it's something different. But the big thing though is he nailed it when the first thing he said was real important. And that is parasitic draw, even on a lithium battery. Yep, that's probably going to kill your battery.
And
But
on a charger, though.
now
For
here's the
Optimate,
problem.
really-
What color is your Optimate? Because if your Optimate is not green,
If it's blue,
yes. If it's
no good.
If it's blue, it won't do.
No bueno.
Right. Because there are different Optimates.
it'll turn your lithium polymer battery to goo.
Yeah, it will. If it's blue, it'll goo. Right. We did touch on this, but so now certain Optimate. Now this is brand new as of a couple of months ago. Certain brand new Optimates, even the real affordable smaller ones, do automatically identify and cycle to lithium. But remember, the best way to charge the lithium is to attack each cell independently.
Here's
on its
something
own.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you have to do, Steve, to make a charger specific for lithium? Is it the amount of voltage, the amperage? I mean, how does the charging differ? And what's the difference between a charger?
There's a different voltage to it. You can't. I think the standard batteries charge at a higher.
So it won't go to 14.5.
There it is.
It only charges at 13.
It says it right on the case.
Okay.
All right.
So it won't go above 12.8.
That's correct.
So
Yeah.
that's the important thing.
That's
when
the important
charging
thing.
A lithium.
Correct. Because
They don't take the over voltage.
bingo. If you're using an older generation Optimate, even if it says universal battery maintainer, even if it says works on everything, whatever, if it's an older one, what I can say is very consistent among the Optimate products is they've been very, very, very good about putting green markings that have the word lithium on them on their new chargers that are in fact capable of charging lithium. That one I just handed you is their middle of the road, really good at bringing batteries back from the dead, lithium specific. Now, yes, you can use it on your regular AGM battery or whatever the fuck you got, but don't ever expect that particular device to kick it over 12.8. It's just not going to do it. Okay.
You kick it.
I can kick it. I can kick it with a tasty groove. All right. So if we look at their little $52 Optimate, it is auto ranging or self-detecting, where it will now notice a lithium and it will put itself into that not being able to go over 12.6 range. So if you are using an older Optimate that does not have a specific lithium logo on it, you may have murdered your lithium battery by pushing 14.4 or higher at it. Which, yeah, if all the fire doesn't come out, doesn't mean it's, oh, great, I hooked it up and it's been hooked up for a week and a half and it didn't burn my garage down, so it must be okay. No, it's murdered. Yeah.
I had an interesting notion about, you had mentioned coming up with a nice tip for winter storage.
Yep.
And I was thinking, what if you put your battery charger on one of those 24-hour timers?
Yeah.
So that it shuts off for a while and then it kicks back on. That way, it's restarting a charging cycle, and it's not just sitting there giving you
24/7.
surface voltage. It's always coming back on, or and you're not wasting, energy just having that sitting there.
It'd probably be better if you could do it for like a week.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
5 days
I
on,
plug
5
mine
days
in
off.
for a week once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you had some sort of timer where you could just be like, okay,
No,
well,
but
it's
that's
gonna,
it, yeah.
it's going to charge today. It's going to wait a couple days. It's going to charge again, and it's going to wait a couple days. That'd be great.
Let me ask you this:
I agree.
like, if you have a bunch of bikes and you're storing them,
Yep.
what is the temperature like? So if you have a garage where you're not heating it, it's going to get to be 20 degrees.
Yeah.
Would it be better
Or
to
less.
take the batteries out and put the chargers in like your basement on a nice non-flammable area?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, always. So the reason that these devices exist and the reason why the SAE snap plug cords exist that hooked right to your battery is because people don't want to bring their batteries in from the garage.
Right.
I am one of those people. I have a lot of bikes and a lot of batteries, and they stay out there. But as a result of having those batteries in the garage, even on Optimates, I get a higher than normal failure rate because I can assure you that even with 1/2 of an amp, 500 milliamps, occasionally blasting this little battery, it's still suffering the slings and arrows of -5 degrees in Cleveland, Ohio, right?
Well, they say a battery can actually freeze.
It sure as hell can.
You know what's in there? It's acid and water,
liquid.
and at a certain temperature, what? Now they say, and I don't understand
Mm-hmm.
the actual chemical mechanism.
the discharge state.
that a charged up battery freezes. It's harder to freeze a charged
Yes.
battery than a not charged battery.
Right, because you have a galvanic process happening inside the battery. So if you have a chemical reaction currently actively happening inside the battery, there's a certain amount of heat that comes as a side effect of that reaction. And when you get into, if you're talking about an old battery that's an old lead acid battery and it's got a bucket of acid in there, adjacent to a bunch of lead plates, those are far more vulnerable to the extremes of cold. The
That's
AGMs,
why, like when you see a battery that's all
Right.
puffed up,
Yeah.
it's probably because it froze at one point.
yeah.
There's other things. The plates
Yep.
can swell
The
up.
plates
and
are
stuff
swelled
like-
up probably. But the AGMs too, remember that's absorbed glass mat. So when we've got those absorbed glass mat batteries, we no longer have, you can take an AGM battery, take the caps out, turn the motherfucker upside down. No water's coming out of it. It's completely empty. There's no acid in there at all. All the acid has been absorbed into the glass mats, hence the name AGM. Those batteries do also suffer from extreme cold, but that's only because when you take something and make it super cold, you no longer get efficient transmission between the plates to give you that 12-volt charge, that 12-volt reaction that you have. Because the more you chill out anything, that's why vehicles that go into space have a hell of a lot of problems. They have to heat the batteries to keep them running efficiently. And heating takes more what? Electricity. So there are solar panels that exist just to run little tiny batteries to keep other batteries warm, right? We're not doing that in our garage, 5 degrees, 10 degrees, whatever. Very long periods of time. So yes, absolutely. Getting the battery and bringing it into your house, okay, and hooking up to a battery tender or an Optimate is absolute A+ on your report card.
Well, and then I like to take a little heating blanket
Yep.
and put it underneath the seat and plug that in and just keep my battery nice and warm that way. I mean,
if dude, look, if you want to burn it
I
out,
sit on it for 8 hours.
if you want to burn her down, burn her down. And you know what? That's a great way to find out if you have rodents in your garage.
yeah.
Because now they will eat everything in your bike. Because now they're,
warm,
remember,
comfortable.
animals are heat sensitive. So that absolutely. And unless
That's a great point. Good time to throw some fucking mouse.
Yeah, real good time to throw some mouse
these-
bait.
they're coming out of
it makes
everywhere
these
now. They're like-
eucalyptus
Just renewed all
bags
mine.
that are non-toxic.
Yeah.
That you could throw under your bike, or you could throw under your seat, and it'll keep the rodents away from your bike.
Yeah. My
You can get them at Rural King.
I want
sweet.
highly.
Will that work on my car?
I want
Yeah,
highly toxic.
it'll work on your car too. No, it works for like any type of rodent.
yeah,
Oh,
it
man.
does.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick them in my air boxes, like right by the air boxes.
The whole decon air filter thing
Yeah.
is starting to sound more and more like a realistic.
As
business
we all
proposition.
know, as Dan can tell you, this entire thing about animals getting into your bike, it is so fucking true. And it is real expensive when they do.
These things work awesome, by the way. Though.
I'm posting this up because this is a very, very. These things work. I'm not going to try to overhype this. This is very simple. This shit works, and for $20. This is from Rini, Rinne. It's an only by the American made one, only by the Rini trap. Any of the Chinese ones are just doesn't matter. I don't
Do they
care.
make squirrel size?
Oh, good question. But this thing is awesome. And the beginning of this year, springtime, I've got 2 of these in my garage. The only bait I've got is I've got some sunflower seeds in the bottom of it, and I put a little peanut butter up in the top of the yellow plastic part, and no further baiting required. I got about 25 mice in the springtime, 12 per trap, give or take. And
Does that fit on a 5-gallon bucket?
it's designed to fit on a 5-gallon bucket.
Probably work for the small
Yeah,
squirrels.
and it works really good. Well, I've had all summer. I've been cool. No rodents for the past 2 months. And you know what happened last week?
Rodents.
Rodents. They're all coming in. So they're all coming in, and this thing is hitting like crazy again. So I'm starting to hit again.
My dog Garmin, the idiot one, like the pit bull idiot.
Yeah,
He's been mellow all summer, and all
Yeah.
of a sudden now at like 2 a.m.
yeah. He's game on
you'll
all of a
just hear
sudden.
furniture moving, and him like,
Yeah.
going ape shit to find the fucking mouse.
Yeah, this trap works. Now, just to do the winter storage thing again, do not start your motorcycle in the wintertime unless you're going to run it for at least 20 minutes.
And not just at idle.
And not just at idle. Amen, brother. If you're not going to run it for 20 minutes and you're not going to rev it and get all the moisture out of it and bake the shit out of it, if you're not doing that, you are doing way more harm than good. You are bringing all the moisture in out of the air. What is your motor? It's a fucking air pump. You're taking all the moisture in out of the air and you're pulling the moisture out of it in that still that you have that's called an engine, and you are filling your crankcase up with moisture. Unless you get that engine hot enough so you stop seeing steam come out of your tailpipes, you are doing more harm than good. Don't start it and run it for less than a half an hour. Don't start it and go inside and have a coffee. You got to be out there and you got to be wicking it, right?
And the other thing, I thought about this, and I forgot where I read this, but somebody was talking about it.
Yeah.
With most oils, a lot of people, since especially in places like this where it gets hot,
Yep.
we're running a viscosity that's great for fucking 80 degrees outside, whatever.
Yeah.
But also anything below 20,
Yeah.
and your viscosity is so thick that the oil doesn't actually make it through the motor. So
Yeah.
if you go out and try to start it.
Especially if you get a big old V-twin, like on a couple of my Moto Guzzi's. I've gone out there going into the motorcycle show one year. We're trying to push in a half a dozen Moto Guzzi's, and I was like, what are we doing pushing them? Just press the start button and ride those motherfuckers in. Who cares about 8 inches of snow? Well, we'd hit the start button in a bike with a brand new battery in it, fuel injection, would just went, oh, fuck you. Because that 10W60 oil is about, 900 weight.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not going anywhere. So, yeah, it's a real big deal. So, yeah, if you're not going to run them for a while, don't even start them. Don't fucking start them. Yeah, it's better off to leave them the fuck alone. Anybody else got anything else?
No.
Boat gas, baby. Boat gas. Buy your boat gas. Buy your Rec 90. Whatever it is. We're having so many gas-related problems. If you think for a second, oh, this gas is 10% ethanol, I'll bet you that it's 15%.
I guarantee you they're putting 50% ethanol
'Cause
in
they
it,
can.
especially this
And
price.
it's so easy.
Yeah.
So obviously I work.
They
at
changed the
something
law too to say
That's
that
what I
it could
said.
have. Yeah.
But they have a $20 4AA battery fucking fuel pump
Yeah?
that you can stick in your gas tank,
Oh.
and it will suck your gas tank dry in 2 seconds.
Oh,
And
Nice.
then you can fill it with boat gas.
Yeah,
So you
there you
don't
go.
have to go and ride the bike out,
Yep.
and whatever like that. So
Yeah, last few days of good weather, take it out and run it and find the boat dock.
Yep.
Find the boat dock. Find the place. Here's your mission. Find the place this weekend where you can buy gas that doesn't have ethanol in it.
Yep, 100%
and make yourself do it. Make yourself buy it. Yeah, we can tell you, any mechanics who worked in my shop can tell you straight away that stable and ethanol together makes epoxy. Yep.
That Pure Gas website, they
Yes.
now have an Android app.
Oh, do they?
Yep.
That's a very good thing. Yeah, puregas.com or puregas.org, I should say. Yeah, puregas.org. That's what you should be looking at. That's going to give you the location for the stuff you want. Anybody else got anything else? Okay, man, that's it. That's a podcast, man. Please, folks, please ride fast and take chances. Bum, 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 bum,